You're about to watch another exciting episode of the Dungeon Run, but did you know that you can actually be part of the adventure? Tune in live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you can make your voice heard and help determine the fate of our adventurers. Hope to see you there.
Greetings and welcome to The Dungeon Run, a live tabletop role-playing game where your interactions help tell the tale. I am Lord Ereban, the Keeper of Secrets, and I have brought these adventurers together and set them on an epic quest to decide the fate of the world. When they found my amulet, it gave them the key to unlock the mysteries of Ayn and allowed them to communicate with you, the Watchers of the Time Stream. Now you have the power to help or hinder them as you see fit. If this is your first episode, fear not. Our Dungeon Master will catch you up on everything you need to know to jump right in. And you can always watch past episodes by visiting our YouTube or listen to the audio version by searching for The Dungeon Run wherever you get fine podcasts. The Dungeon Run is made possible through the generous support of our patrons. Bonus shows, special content, and more is available when you become a supporter at patreon.com/thedungeonrun. And join the incredible Dungeon Run community by visiting the unofficial Discord at thedungeon.run/Discord. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does make a difference. But now, sit back, relax, enter the world of Ayn, and let the dice roll!
Hey! Welcome to episode 103 of the Dungeon Run. Welcome, watchers of the time stream, patrons. We are so excited, and welcome first-time viewers. If this is your first time, I am going to give you everything you need to watch this episode, all the backstory that's required. Just hang tight. We got some business to do first. Folks, I'm excited. There's a lot to talk about. It's the holiday season. So do. No? Nobody? Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I got you.
There we go. We got so much stuff. As I said, this show
we need a break.
We're getting one. This show is made possible because of our patrons at patreon.com/thedungeonrun. We are grateful to our patrons. If you are curious about all the extra cool stuff you can get by becoming a patron and helping support this show, make it possible, allow it to continue, you also get cool stuff. There's an entire extra show called the Dungeon Cooldown. Every single week, the members of the cast, myself, talk about what happened, what they think is going to happen, answer viewer questions live. It's really, really cool, and it is exclusive. The VOD is exclusive to our patrons. Also, Cast Secrets. There is a, fantastic Jared Kajak last week, I think, I finally got around to listening to it. This is why I'm excited. Did an amazing audio cast secret, which I think you guys should do more often. It was a what if. What if something went differently? What if like Marvel's famous comic book and now series was really.
Were you allowed
cool.
to listen to this one, Jared?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't happen, so yeah.
Okay.
Cool. The idea behind it is that it was something that I had planned. It's like all of your songs, Katie, that you never get to sing because crazy stuff happens. It gives people the opportunity to hear or see or at least experience what could have happened had things gone differently.
Cool.
Yeah. Super cool.
Okay, cool.
Super fun. Was there another one this week that I
think just yours. I mean, you posted the monster blocks from last week.
I did. All of the menagerie, all the stuff from the last 2 weeks that the Heroes of Bingo collected, all the wacky monsters, all of them. I put out as a Amulet Keeper reward tier with a video of me explaining my thought process behind all that stuff. So if you want to put any of those creatures into your game or just kind of learn about how they work, that Amulet Keeper reward tier is for you. Check it out. Patreon.com/thedungeonrun.
All I'll say is that we dodged a bullet with them squugs. Whoa.
That's true. That is
good
true.
plan, Jessica, because we dodged a bullet.
There was a certain feature that they had that I was really hoping would happen, but it didn't. It didn't.
It feels like we need a squad game.
Yeah.
That is not how I thought squug would be spelled either. It's just like very phonetic. Squug,
Right.
SKWUG.
Well,
I was
it's
like
my little-
SQUOG.
It's my little riff on the squigs from Warhammer, but I changed them up,
Nice.
as a lot of people noticed. The other thing I need to tell you about is that because it's the holiday season,
Let Katie sing the rest of this.
just like we rehearsed it, everybody.
300% more scat in the show in 2022. Please.
Yeah.
It might be your last opportunity to get those Dungeon Run flavored gifts for your friends and family or for yourself. You deserve a gift. We got
Dungeon Run
hot merch. Ron, tell them about that hot merch.
Well, that hot merch is sizzling. In fact, it's so sizzling, if you like beanies, you better get one because they're almost gone.
Oh, I know this. I ordered a beanie just today, and the color that I wanted was sold out already. And luckily, all the colors are awesome. So
Wait, which color did you want?
Navy. Gone.
Yeah.
Gonna
Gone,
go like
baby,
hotcakes
gone.
as soon as it's back, so we can match Jeff.
Get it. It's our pullover sweatshirts that are super comfy. Those are going out of stock quickly. A lot
Wrapping
of things.
paper.
Wrapping paper. We've got ornaments, various numbers of ornaments, styles, pewter, glass bulb, you name it. We got a bunch of up there. Also, I have introduced a small journal for those of you who like to keep their own Orctionary or Dream Journal.
Nice.
So check that out as well. Lots of cool stuff up there. And just dropped it like last week. Hooded zip ups sweatshirt. So make sure you check that out as well.
Sweet.
Fantastic. That is our merch store, which is, do you know the URL for the merch store?
I do. Let me
Dungeon
go over to
run.
my-
The dash. Oh, Ron's got it.
It's do and squeedly.com.
Oh my god. Our numbers are going down. People are signing. People are closing out the browser right now.
Please stop.
I know. I get it.
the-dungeon-run.myshopify.com. You can also find it, I believe, in our chat. Thank you.
Yeah, on the about page too, down below.
If you are here live watching us on Twitch, I want to tell you about the tug of war that happens every episode as well. You can support the show live, donate to us, and purchase things for the cast as they're playing. You can get them advantages and disadvantages on rolls, or participate in that tug of war between Team Force of Good and Team Force of Evil. The way you do that are the balloons, which are sort of like applause, the gold balloons versus the purple balloons, or the big mamma jammas, which are our potatoes, the golden potato for Team Force of Good, the evil purple yam for Team Force of Evil. Those pull the tug of war back and forth. By the end of the episode, one team will prevail, and that team will activate a force card in the following episode. Last week, Team Force of Evil was triumphant.
Yep.
66%. It was a massive win for Team Force of Evil, which means a Force of Evil card is in effect all episode long. These are cards submitted by you, the viewers. You don't even have to be a patron to submit a card.
Can I guess?
Can you guess?
We have to scat all of our dialogue between our characters.
Oh God!
Oh
my God!
This card is called the
viewership
guy,
killer.
please.
The viewership killer.
No, this is a pretty vicious card, but I like it. This comes to us submitted by Jim Witted, our friend Jim Witted, who says this card is called Odd or Even.
Okay.
Remember High Card, the game you played when you arrived on the Tardy Plunder? Well,
Cool.
Stinky Steve has another card game to introduce to you, and the rules are equally as complex, so pay attention. And no cheating this time, Siv. Before you roll any ability check or saving throw, you must guess out loud whether the result on the D20 will be an odd or even number. If you guess incorrectly, you will not be able to add any modifiers to the result. If you guess correctly, you avoid this penalty. If you forget to declare your guess before you roll, you take the penalty. So that is called
what? No, that feels like it's punishing me specifically.
That's on ability checks and saving
throws.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Dang, saving throws is rough.
That's rough.
Also, if you didn't know, 103, it's a prime number.
Hey,
Thanks,
there
Ron.
you go.
You're welcome.
That's true.
All right,
Ay.
Jessica, what am I forgetting?
Oh. Well, I think I missed a few folks at the beginning of chat, but our early risers were Bregarian and Eagle Preston and VL Forever. I'm not recognizing any of these names. My goodness. Hi if you're new. Mega,
Hi, folks.
My Illinated, Changebox, Whisper Josephine, Dark House Online. I do recognize those names. Changebox just gave out 10 community gift subs to our community, so thank you so much, Changebox.
Hey.
Lots of cheers in here from Cetar and Jim Whitted, Lily Dumblestuck fan, Changebox, Droll's Lovechild, Dream Blaze, VL Forever. Lots of resubs, 9 months of subscriptions to our channel. Thank you so much for your support. And I'm seeing lots and lots of other community gift subs in here from Witchspace and Tuamask and lots of other folks. Red Robin, thank you.
Amazing. Woo. All right. So with that, there's only one thing left to do. Light the torch. It started as a simple dungeon run, but it has turned into a tale of legend, loss, and love. For these 5 adventurers are bonded by more than just shared purpose. Their kinship runs deep, and for Lily and Siv, it has blossomed into romance. A romance troubled by ghosts of the past, feelings in the present, and lies that threaten to linger into the future. When the heroes of Bingle discovered an ancient amulet inside an abandoned dragon's lair, they had no idea the legend it would invoke. They took it to an old wizard of the natural order named Torvald the Timid, who identified it as a relic from an era lost to history, the Ariad Age, a gilded time before the War of Ideas, wiped from the records and memories of every person in Ain. But there are beings who do remember, whose memories have been repressed but preserved, hidden inside their subconscious, waiting to be revealed. The Wardens. The 100-foot-tall elementals who ended the war and kept the peace in Ain ever since. The Secret Keeper's amulet is the key to unlocking their memories, to answering the questions of what came before and what threatens to return. But a vicious cabal, led by the mysterious Ashen Mage, captured the Wardens, held them in dangerous locations, and extracted the motes of power that created them. The heroes of Bingle set about freeing the Wardens and witnessing the visions of the past unlocked by the amulet. To do so, they traveled into the sky, under the sea, and through an active volcano, battling the Cabal and its armies along the way. When they finally confronted the Ashen Mage atop Sky Scorcher Peak, she made Fahima a brazen offer. Join her side and help her reclaim the knowledge of Ain's lost history. This offer infuriated another member of the Cabal, Vic, a tiefling rogue and Siv's first love. Telling Siv to find the grave of the Chrono Dragon, she sacrificed herself, causing an explosion that allowed the team to escape. Unfortunately, That blast also unleashed a terrifying horde of demons across the land. Creatures never before seen started appearing and wreaking havoc on towns and cities alike. The heroes of Bingle rushed to combat this new menace, engaging the demons in the farms of Colsey and up into the orcish lands of Thorn. Meanwhile, Fahima discovered that the Ashen Mage had been pursuing her missing father as fervently as she had, intercepting his letters and tracking his movement west. Fahima used the Ashen Mage's Whispering Sands spell to make contact with Conroy, discovering that he was traveling through the desert searching for the Quake Warden. He told her to find the Keeper of Secrets himself, Lord Ereban, to learn the truth he could not reveal on his own. The team continued to move north, battling hideous demons along the way. They discovered that Uggo's brother, Braca, was using the demon threat to control the Orcs of Thorn. So Uggo defeated his brother in single combat and assumed leadership of the city. As a sacrifice to his people, Uggo relinquished his bond to his ancestors and lost all of his barbarian skills and experience. He became a paladin of the Candle Queen, Uggo Truthseeker. Back in Turles, the demon problem continued to escalate. When the heroes of Bingle returned there, they were thrown into a battle for the fate of the city. Dozens of flying and burrowing monsters subverted Turles' defenses and laid waste to its citizenry. All seemed lost until the 3 wardens that the heroes had freed arrived to lend their aid. But even they could not quell the invasion without suffering a grave loss. The terrifying Lord of Crows managed to steal the mighty Godslayer blade and use it against the Inferno Warden, obliterating him. Licking their wounds, the heroes of Bingle rode north from Turles up to Fahima's hometown of Axbright. Surprisingly, the sleepy hamlet seemed untouched by the demons, but getting into Fahima's house proved more difficult than they anticipated. The cabin was invisible and inaccessible to anyone not in physical contact with Fahima, and inside, her father's menagerie of magical creatures was nearly gone. The only one left was a furry, floating, headless sack of flesh named Barbara, a Dijon that had maintained decorum in the spacious basement until her own boredom and penchant for mischief allowed the wild menagerie to escape out into the neighboring farms. Even more surprising, Lily spotted someone in Axbright she had met way back on her home island of Bingle, the very gnome who had inspired her to take the leap that began her adventure in the first place, a dashing bon vivant named Reed. Uggo and Siv decided to team up with Reed to recapture a couple of the creatures that had escaped from Fahima's basement, offering him the job's full reward in exchange for maintaining a non-lethal approach. Reed didn't quite know what to make of Siv and Uggo and became suspicious when Lily was nowhere to be seen. But upon returning to the invisible cabin, the team decided to track down the remaining animals and allow Lily and Reed a more private conversation. Sharing a table at the only tavern in Axbright, Lily told Reed how the team had become the heroes of Bingle and explained their warden quest, much to Reed's astonishment. He proposed that Lily leave the group and adventure by his side as a partner. But Lily wasn't sure and asked for more time to consider it. As we ended last week, the heroes of Bingle were about to bed down for the night inside the magically concealed Tadgh residence. The menagerie having been reconstituted in the impossibly vast basement below, the team could now turn their attention to what to do next. And that is where we will pick up this week. I do have a golden potato that has come in. Whisper Joe! Whisper Joe! Thank you so much. Incredible. Also, some balloons. We have a balloon from Sweet Child of Ein.
Nice.
Sweet Child of Ein. Lily Dumblestuck fan and Sitar. Thank you so much. That it's all Force of Good. Almost all Force of Good. So we are
wow.
Team Force of Good at 96%. Team Force of Evil at 4%.
Love to hear it.
Love to hear.
All right. Even.
So, my understanding as we ended the episode last week there were some things you guys wanted to do at nighttime here in the Tadgh residence. The 5 of you are going to bed down inside this cabin, but there's something you want to do at night, right?
Right. There's only a couple beds upstairs, but I mean, there's probably a couch in the library, yes, Fahima, or something. But
a couple of reclining reading chairs in the library. There are, you can find fairly comfortable places to plop yourselves, and enough places that would be suitable for the entire team. Yeah.
Are we bringing the chickens and pigs inside, or not? I
mean, if we're leaving soon, we'll probably take the chickens and pigs with us, won't we?
Well, the idea was to leave them for the creatures downstairs.
Oh, right.
So, but the problem remains of who's going to take care of the creatures when we're gone. So,
right.
That's something we'll have to figure out before
I'm just wondering if there's any other predators in this area that might take out a chicken or pig in the middle of the night if we leave them unprotected.
I don't think so. I think the predators are downstairs. Yes?
Didn't you say you knew some people in Axbright?
Singular, one person. Yes.
Would they perchance take care of the animals?
They won't be able to find or get inside the house, though.
Well...
Are we talking about the animals, or are we talking about the monster creature things that we've rounded up?
I think we should just refer to the farm animals outside as food at this point. And the animals are the ones downstairs.
All right. So why don't I bring the food inside?
Okay. Man, we go from friends to food pretty quick.
Well, one thing I can ask my dad tonight is maybe the particulars on this invisibility thing, and if there's some workaround for it.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, because while we're gone... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wouldn't want to expose the house to prying eyes, necessarily, but...
No, and if there's one thing that I have learned...
I've already done that, right?
Well, you mean us and Reed?
No, I'm talking about Reed.
Yeah.
Well, he can't get in, so...
He's in here with us right now, isn't he?
Oh, not without me.
Oh, no, he went home. He went back to the...
Oh, he did. That's right.
Wouldn't matter. I'd said it when he was here or not.
For sure.
He went back to the inn.
I'll go with just like, well...
right there. This guy.
I do...
Ray.
I do trust this person, but if there's one thing that I've learned from the past few months of adventuring with you all, it's that my trust has been quite skewed. So I'll have to see.
Insightful of you, Fahima.
Well, thank you.
Fahima, that spell that we found upstairs in your father's study, the permanency, powerful one, the most powerful one. But what other spells can it apply to?
I
think we minimize. What was it? Reduce, enlarge was one. What else?
Fahima rifles through her diary and picks out the bits of notes that her dad had left to look over the permanency spell. Well, there's quite a list here. There's quite a lot. Are you thinking something in particular?
Unseen servant?
She flips through.
Oh, mass unseen servant even?
Tries to decipher Conroy's delicate scrawl. Unseen servant is on the list. Yes.
You can make an unseen servant permanent.
Can make the unseen servant permanent. Lily, so I could cast this on Lily's spell, and then the unseen servants could take care of the food, the livestock, and then, or potentially entertain Barbara, so she stays happy downstairs.
Well, yes. Who needs to entertain? I mean, it's an invisible, thing, but.
Well, this is the thing. She she was kept entertained by my dad and I going downstairs often to take care of them. So if there's this unseen servant downstairs to feed them, then that should be great. Lily?
I mean, Ferdinand's quite good at entertaining. I just have to be honest, because my unseen servant has unionized, I do have to run this by them. They have a bit of a process now.
Got it.
So
Understood.
there would need to be breaks, and they're pretty regimented about that.
I mean, they would have to self-manage. We would be leaving them here alone.
They prefer that, actually.
There could be an entrepreneurship opportunity.
You would not want to have an unseen strike, you know?
Just signs bobbing up and down. Back and forth.
Cross the picket line and you didn't even know you did it. You're like, I just walked right through it. I have no idea.
The bylaws are quite extensive, but they're good at managing it themselves.
The problem with this spell is that I don't think I can quite cast it yet.
Right. It was a 7th level, and we are not. But is there a way for it to act like a scroll? These notes.
I don't know. I could ask my dad. These notes. All I know is that I can sort of write these down in my book.
Aren't you going to speak with your father in a dream?
Yes.
Could you not ask him if there isn't some kind of keyword or command or something that would allow someone into the house that's not you?
That would be good.
Because then you could
Perhaps.
ask your friend, the single individual friend that you have here in town, to help. Right?
Yeah.
If he is to be trusted. Yeah.
I mean that would be an easier, and we could certainly vet him. It's a him?
Yes.
We could vet him. I could cast Detect Thoughts on him if you like, and we could be subtle about it and make sure that he's on the up and up. But that would be certainly easier than casting this spell, which, if memory serves, not only is it a 7th level spell, but you take 4 levels of exhaustion when you cast it. So...
Yes, I would be quite tired. Well, which means I would want to probably... Jeff, so these are notes, not scrolls.
Yeah.
So if I... How does it work in terms of... Do I still have a chance of casting them?
You know, I would allow you to use this spell as a scroll, but if you do, it destroys the spell, right? As like a scroll would. It would disintegrate in your hand if you used it. So, you know, if you copy it down into your spell book, it destroys it as well. But you have it, right? For when you earn 7th level spells. If you use it now as a scroll, you could use it as a one-time use beyond your level without the material requirements either, because that's a big benefit of using it as a scroll, because these cost quite a lot of gold to use. So you wouldn't even need to do that. So that's kind of a benefit, but it means the spell is disintegrated.
Right.
I have to mention one thing with Unseen Servant, and I don't know if this is maybe taken away with the permanency spell, but they do go away if I move within 120 feet away from them.
I think the point of permanence... Oh, that's a good...
Well,
believe me, we went over and over it with the union laws, so it's definitely true, but I don't know, again, if this is a special situation, so...
let me look through, and she again kind of points her finger at his scrawl and tries to find this information on the page. The spell's effects persists for as long as permanency does. I
like this plan. This is a fun plan. So I will say that you could cast Unseen Servant on something else or someone else. So if you wanted to, instead of casting it on yourself, for example, I don't know.
On Barbara.
You could cast it on Barbara or on...
Okay, so it's within the 120 feet of that.
Yeah, so that it would stay within 120 feet of whatever you cast it on. I mean, I haven't looked at Unseen Servant, but does it have like target?
He had
No, it's just self. It's just based on
Yeah, it
me,
has to
but
be. You know, I'm happy sort of homebrewing that and fudging the rules a bit, just because it's such a fun idea. I'll let you cast it on
Barbara.
You know, if you cast
Or-
permanence, you can cast it on Barbara or or another creature in there.
I'm sorry to throw a crustacean hammer into this,
Please.
but have we considered asking Barbara what it wants?
I mean, we could.
personally,
Yes.
I will
So
not.
the answer is no, we have not considered it.
I guess I hadn't previously
Yeah.
because when I was inside her mind, I wasn't getting a lot of complex planning ability. I don't know. She's very
Is
powerful.
that because
but-
she doesn't trust you?
I mean,
You look like a demon, James.
Well, look,
Just saying.
she
I
likes demons. Well, that's not true, but she likes scary-looking creatures.
That's not what I'm.
I'm just trying to be.
I'm not.
It
taking
sounds like
offense at-
those notes are very expensive and lots of work that Conroy put in,
Yes.
Yes.
and could be used for greater effect later.
But
But
how
he
much
also,
later?
Well,
but
I
he also
guess.
put a lot of effort into that menagerie downstairs.
I am
and
only giving advice that Ugo has received from you.
I
Well,
understand.
this is what I think we should do. So we have an option to present to Barbara. I will ask my dad how feasible this might be, get details about the spell, and we have
All right.
options.
There is
As much
one
as
o-
I don't like it, because it makes me jump off stairs and break nose, it is in a cage.
Yes?
we could
Yeah.
ask her if she would like to be let out.
No.
Okay.
No.
No,
We are
not
not
even-
not
not even
allowed.
around
Hamlet,
the house.
not allowed to ask her. No, no. No,
Why
she's
don't you just
highly
speak-
dangerous.
Why don't you just speak to your father about all of this? These are
Why
his
don't we
creatures,
banish
right?
it back to where it came from?
We don't know that
It's
it
home.
didn't come. We don't know that it didn't come from here.
All right, let me just be clear here. I don't want to say this in a sort of bossy way, but these are my dad's creatures. They're my creatures. I'm going to decide what we're doing with them. All right, Barbara is staying. That's what my father has decided. That's what's best. She's dangerous. She can't survive on her own outside of the cage, and she keeps the rest of the beasts safe and entertained.
If all of that is true, then I trust you.
Yes.
But I hope all of that is true. From where I am sitting, this looks like a prison.
I know. I understand that, Ugo. You have to
I
just
have
trust
been
that it's
quiet
humane.
about it. I have been quiet about it because I love you and I trust you, Fahima, but I am concerned. And that includes you.
I'm not in a cage.
Not sure that's true. Maybe you are not now. But it feels like maybe your life may have been like that.
Perhaps I used to be.
Yes.
Wasn't so bad.
I'm sure his
I am not
intentions-
saying it is, but you know how I feel about cages.
I know. Sorry for being insensitive, Ugo.
No, I'm sorry that I had to make conversation a bit uncomfortable, but
Well,
I
look,
was feeling it,
how about
I need to
this?
be honest.
How about I ask my dad about Barbara for you, okay? Just to quell any fears.
Thank you.
Of course.
Before you do that, not to make things any more comfortable, I did want to discuss the one other sort of unseen elephant in the room. What are we gonna do with Reed if we leave tomorrow? I don't think he seems fine. But I don't know about him following us to the grave of Nonezeron.
I don't think he wants to do that.
Okay, good.
I didn't get that vibe anyway.
How well do you know Reed?
Not very.
Do you know why he was in Bingo at the time when you met him?
Why anyone's in Bingle? To relax?
Do you know why he is here? What led him here?
To
Why
relax?
he came here?
Yes, he came because he wanted a respite from the rest of Vine, and he heard
The
that it
demons.
was safe.
He is very skilled, I can tell. He has seen a fight and survived it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll go
I
as
don't
suspicious of what's going on, and so naturally, new face
Well,
that
I'm sure
just so
you're allowed-
happens to know you at a time when we are being watched by someone who happens to have a very good network of spies.
Mhm.
He has given me no other reason to not trust him. He is naturally skeptical of Ugo, which I think is good. I just am worried.
I understand that, but I haven't gotten any feeling from him that he has ulterior motives.
You know people better than Ugo, so I trust you.
I'll keep an eye out, though. It's good for us all to be aware.
Yes.
But assuming you're all right with him, then Lily, if we, assuming we get everything else settled and the menagerie is taken care of, and we leave tomorrow, then I would suggest probably we part ways with Reed then.
Yes. Well, he made a proposition to me to perhaps go with him instead.
Ah.
But I don't think I'll do that. I have to consider it, of course, out of politeness.
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Well, wouldn't you? I mean, you did, Fahima.
Fahima. You feel the heat radiating off of Fahima.
Oh!
Walked into that one.
Wow!
Fahima doesn't say anything.
Rewind
She's shamed. She's just burning.
I mean, do you regret doing that?
Well, no, but your lives are on the line.
That's a much bigger. I do see the comparison. I do, but also I don't want us to get too far down this rabbit hole. I don't blame you. I don't blame him for asking you, and I don't blame you for entertaining the thought for a moment. We do have very important things to do, Lily, and I know you know that amongst more than any other. So,
I'm just going to put it out there so it's clear. I would like you to stay.
I would very much like you to stay
I would
as
like
well.
you to stay.
Please stay.
We need you.
Siv.
And if there's anything that Ugo has ever done that made Lily think that she cannot stay, then Ugo will make a change, and we'll make sure that Lily will stay then.
Well, I have to think about it. Of course, I think I do, but I wanted to be honest with you all that that was proposed to me because I consider you all my closest of friends, and I wouldn't want you to think that I was hiding anything from you.
Can I hug you?
Of course.
Thank you for being honest.
Oh.
And Ugo hugs Lily very gently.
It's good, Ugo.
Okay, so I have quite a few questions to ask my dad tonight.
Is there anything else Fahima and I can go start working on a dream? But I guess if you guys want to stay down here or whatever.
Well, I'll make
sure you write to Thorn.
Oh yes, you and I, Mr. War Chief, should yes confer on that later. Absolutely, I've been thinking about that. Okay.
I'll make some dinner. Perhaps you're all
that sounds great.
hungry.
Maybe Ferdinand could help you and you could have a quick chat about possibly staying here.
Yes. Legally, I do have to give them 12 hours notice, so.
Okay.
God. Great. Okay.
Okay.
Let me know as soon as you know, because it would be nice to just get the wheels rolling. Question about that. If I do permanency on that, is my unseen servant gone then for the future uses?
Well, unless you have a Ferdinand 2.0, I would think that he would stay here and you could recast it elsewhere, but it might not be Ferdinand.
Right. So I should say my goodbyes to Ferdinand, if that's what we're doing.
Well, Lily has two versions of the spell. She has Mass Unseen Servant and Unseen Servant. So I will respect those as two bespoke instances.
Mm-hmm.
So you can cast one and make it be permanent and be able to cast the other but you can't recast the same spell if it's permanent in one other location.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh,
Really?
I didn't know that.
I mean,
Oh,
you guys are all so
shoot.
shocked. I'm doubting whether that's the case.
Usually,
What does the
at
spell
least in my
say?
understanding of permanency, like if you create a magic item, you need a magical spell to do that. If you could never cast that spell again, that's way more. That's another level.
The spell says you can't cast the same spell twice. You can cast the same spell twice if it has different effects, right? That's what it says?
I'm looking at Connery's notes right now. Let's see.
Let me pull it up.
Cannot be permanently applied to the same target multiple times.
Right.
I'm just seeing that it makes other spells last until permanency is dispelled.
Yeah, I think that's.
Well,
I
yes.
think
So,
that's fair.
so
No, I think you're right. I think that's right because you can cast Unseen Servant,
right,
over and over and over again.
Yeah.
You just can't cast two on the same target. So that makes sense.
You could make an enlarge reduce permanent on something else.
Right.
But you can't do that again on that target. But you could cast that same spell on another target.
Right. What tripped me up is the anthropomorphizing of Ferdinand. And it's one thing, but it's really not one thing. It's what Lily calls the thing that appears each time.
That's the flavor we've given on Six.
That's why
Yes.
I goes, wait, every time I cast a spell, it creates a sentient being?
No. I apologize. I just got us off on a weird tangent. You can do it as long as it's a different target. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
The next
That was
cooldown,
honestly
we can
just-
talk about the metaphysics of spellcasting.
That was Katie clarifying in character, but
That's
I
a
wasn't
lot.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we know that we're just flavor-wise saying that Ferdinand may
stay
be
here.
staying here, but you could cast
Right.
it again and it'll be
Indeed.
for the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you. Great.
Five demand.
Ferdinand.
All really strong names, you guys. Really
it's our strong suit.
contenders.
We'll
so-
spitball that a little more. Yeah.
So I'm not going to go to sleep right now because if I'm going to cast this spell, I would like to do it tonight since it'll be quite exhausting. So Lily, if you wouldn't mind staying up for me.
But
I'm gonna make some food and some hot chocolate or something for us.
we're gonna do the dream first.
Yes, I would like
Okay.
to talk to my dad before I cast.
Okay, got it.
spell.
And the dream doesn't have to take all 8 hours. So yes, I mean, then yeah, Lily, if you don't mind staying up for a little bit. Okay. All right. Well, then I guess you and me, Fahima.
This is a weird question, but we don't need watches tonight, do we?
Well, that's why I was asking about the the food outside, wondering if we needed to keep a watch or not.
I don't think so.
There's a pen
We
outside.
can bring them
seems,
inside, though, right?
seems pretty
No.
peaceful. And please ask your father, by the way, Fahima, about why Axbright is so quiet. I mean, it's a
will.
good thing, I guess, but yeah.
I will check on animals.
Okay.
You won't be able to get back in the house.
You
Oh,
can't
I was
leave.
just gonna look outside.
Oh, okay.
Check through the front windows.
Yeah. I'll wake you up if there's a problem.
We'll be upstairs. Okay.
All right. So are you going to Fahima's old bedroom? Where is this happening?
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's do it, James.
There's posters of like Ifriti men on the wall.
Gross. That's my mom.
Line sync.
I'm sync. Well done.
Nice. Oh god.
98 degrees is not hot enough for a fire genasi. It's a lot. It's
198
hyphenated.
degrees.
James sets up shop in Fahima's old Papasan chair from the 90s. All right. That's a joke.
The
Just one of those
Backstreet
movies.
Owlbears.
Such a joke for a few people.
Halflings to humans.
All right. So you make your way upstairs,
Took me a second.
the two of you and Fahima, as you have done before with James. You kind of settle in, and James, this very demon-looking warlock stands awkwardly looking for a place be in the room.
I'll be watching you while you sleep.
Lay down to rest. Fahima, what is the place that you are hoping to conjure in the dream?
Maybe his study.
Fahima's bedroom.
All right, the place where you are now.
Yeah.
All right. So you lay down on the bed and you take a few deep breaths and you close your eyes. And James, as you stand there sort of waiting for her to fall asleep, you're falling into a meditative state as well and conjuring this. Usually your eyes would turn black, but they're always black now. So you bow your head slightly. And Fahima, this bedroom that you are in is the same. Everything about it is the same, except James isn't there. All of a sudden you are in your bed and the door to the room opens and in walks your father, Conroy Tadgh, as he had done countless times over your youth, walking into your bedroom to see what's going on with you, to ask you why you haven't finished your chores, ask you to go down to the menagerie and tend to the animals, or ask you to join him at the table for a meal. He walks into the room and he sees you sitting up in the bed. Firecracker, it's good to see you.
Hi, Dad. How are you?
I'm fine. Firecracker, are we in a dream again?
Yeah. Yes, we are. You might have noticed I'm not 15 years old anymore.
I told you last time, not communicating in this way.
I know, but Dad, I made it home.
You made it home.
Yes, yeah, I'm actually in my bedroom right now.
I'm confused, Fahima.
I made it home to Axbright, to our house. What do you mean you don't understand?
Are you sleeping?
I am.
Firecracker? You hear your father's voice from behind you. And you look. On the other side of the room, standing there, is Conroy Tadgh. Another Conroy Tadgh, one behind you and one in front. The one behind is talking. Firecracker, who are you talking to?
The
one that in front of you stands up, alarmed. Wait, what is this? What?
No,
what have you done? Fahima, listen to me carefully.
No, it's okay.
We need to get you out of here.
Why?
Don't answer! Don't answer! That, Fahima. The one behind you. Think. Are you sleeping? Are you asleep right now? Don't talk to him, Fahima.
What?
That's not me. That's not your father. Look at me. Trust me.
James?
No.
James.
Fahima, this is a trick.
Okay, wait, Dad.
You
both of you.
entered my dream. This is not the real world. Tell me where you are, and we can get you out of here.
All right. Whichever one of you is my real dad. What is the name of our most prized creature?
Both of them say at once. Barbara. You look back and forth at the two Conroys, the background, the two sides of the room seem unstable. They seem to have switched places, switched sides. You don't know which one is which one you were talking to first. And you hear another voice, a voice above you. Firecracker?
What?
Your father is standing in a room above your head, the mirror image of this room you are sitting in. He looks up, which appears down to you. Everything is hanging upside down. Firecracker, don't trust either of them. You can't trust anyone around you. Remember, I told you to look inward.
No,
And as he speaks, the top and bottom of this room seem to fold in on themselves. The image and the mirror image collapsing, bending, twisting to align into a single place. The three Conroy Tadghs stand shoulder to shoulder, all identical, all looking right at you. Fahima, Firecracker, daughter, you came home. What are you looking for? Clues? Clues to where I am? Are you in my dream? Or am I in yours? The three Conroys blend and merge into a single figure, a cloaked figure, a cloak of gray and black, swirling, rising smoke. You thought you could torment the cheesemonger's dreams, and I wouldn't know about it, that I wouldn't do something about it. Fahima, I gave you the opportunity to be on the right side of this, on the side of truth. But you have repeatedly chosen deception, duplicity, lies. Look at yourself. And the form in front of you morphs into you. You are staring at yourself. You are your own worst enemy. Again and again and again. And each time she says again, another copy of you appears until there are dozens of Fahimas, red hair crackling like fire. They stand all around an army of Fahimas. You could have killed me. Zanelka appears before you, and the assembled Fahimas outstretch their arms in unison. They all conjure firebolts. Searing, scorching blasts fill the air all around you and slam into Zanelka. Instantly, her fur is engulfed in flames, black smoke rising out of her mouth, past her gritted teeth. You see the orange fire reflecting in her eyes as she burns.
No, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I chose not to.
Instead, you killed me. Suddenly, the burning Zanelka is gone, and your father is back.
No, I didn't.
Conroy, standing there, motionless, just staring.
No, you're alive, Dad. You're alive.
Until small beads of crimson blood start to rise from his skin, through his pores, out of his eye sockets. Rivulets of blood emerging from inside him and coagulating in the air, forming dozens of blood lances, all aimed at you.
No, Dad.
Roll initiative and roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
What? Oh my God.
You have disadvantage on the wisdom saving throw. We have a gold potato from Jolly Chef Scott 68 that I forgot to mention.
Does she have to call odds or evens ahead of time too?
She does, but if she forgot that, then she was going to be penalized.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, so this is my wisdom saving throw.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be odd.
So it's the lower number.
7.
It is odd. Okay, so you can add your wisdom modifier.
Which is 7. 14.
All right, roll initiative for me.
Oh my god. This is an ability check, right?
It's technically an ability check, yeah.
You have advantage from change box on this one.
Thank you, change box. Even. Double 8s, which is bad, but also good.
All right.
So 9 is my initiative.
All right. So you will go second, and what you see is all of the assembled Fahimas pointing these blood lances, these swirling, bubbling bits of blood formed into a weapon, as you have done several times before. And they come at you. That is a 17 to hit.
Okay, one second. I think I have a reaction that I can use, but I have to pull it up.
Okay.
Oh no, it's probably not a reaction. Oh no, it's not. Okay. I cast shield.
Okay.
Oh no, I haven't rested since we got the squugs. Oh no!
Nope.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god. Okay, that used the 3rd level spell slot then.
What is shield? Shield adds to your AC?
+5.
So
on top
17.
of my. Well, does my mage armor count?
I mean, you have it up right now. I don't think you would.
Well, it lasts for 8 hours, and I definitely have it up when I'm in battle.
Right,
Wait.
but
With the squugs.
oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were in battle in the second half of the day. I mean, yeah, that's not unbelievable.
I'll buy it. So what is your AC now?
19.
Woo! Okay, so all of these blood lances come shooting at you. They ricochet off this armor that you have forged around your body, cast the spell just as a reaction, as a reflex to being attacked by dozens and dozens of yourself. You hear echoing all around you, I will get to the Quake Warden before you do. I will extract its motive power. I will prevail with or without you. It's your turn.
Calicutta, you can't prevail without me. You need me. What do you think you're gonna get out of this, huh? You're gonna scare me away from the Quake Warden? It's not going to work. You know what? She puts her hands up. Do your worst.
And all of the Fahimas march closer to you, blood extracting from your father's corpse in front of you. They're forging another blood lance as they get closer and closer. The blood, the tips, the dripping sharp edges of these blood weapons, inches from your eyes, inches from your skin.
As they get within centimeters of Fahima, she'll cast Investiture of Flame. But she won't. but she won't attack. She's just gonna light herself on fire.
All right. You burst into flames, your entire body engulfed in this torrent of fire. You see the edges, the ends, the tips of those blood lances almost melt as the blood, as the blood retreats from the fire. It's singed and literally melting in front of you like wax from a candle. You are a pure form of fire, and as that fire engulfs you and covers your eyes, it burns brilliantly and brightly, and when you can see again, the room is dark and black and empty. Firecracker.
Don't.
I believe we are alone now. It's only us. I told you a dream was a dangerous place. I cannot hide you when you are in a dream.
No, I don't I don't know if it's really... I said I'm done. I said I'm done, Calcutta.
I truthfully do not know if this was Theed or Barbara mining the depths of your psyche to punish you for leaving her alone.
She can do that? If it is you, Barbara, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Barbara, if this was you, I'm not going to leave you alone again. I promise.
And you wake up.
James.
All right.
James, no. And she
It's all right. All right.
She gets up and she hugs him. Oh my God.
It's okay.
Could you see what was happening?
No. I mean, you muttered something, but something about Barbara. But
I was screaming for you.
I'm sorry.
I don't think your dream worked, or if it did, Barbara got in the way, or Calcutta got to me in my dream.
So you don't.
There were dozens of me, and I was trying to kill myself with a blood lance, and my dad was there, and he was above me, and he was on the sides, and I didn't know which one was real.
It's all right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's fascinating.
I didn't
guess
get any answers.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. There's a solution for this. If, without using Dream, I can just cast Ascending to Conroy. We won't get as much time, but we'll be able to get some communication with him. We'll just bypass this.
I don't know. I'm just worried about Calcutta intercepting the information at this point. I don't know what she can see.
She may have something of you, personally of you, a piece of you, something, your hair, maybe. I don't know, but she doesn't have that of me. All right?
Okay.
It's all right. It's all right.
He wouldn't reveal his location anyway, so we can try.
No, I wouldn't. We'll just keep it very concentrated. We'll keep it about Barbara, about the house. Anything else?
Well, I don't know how much we can fit in, but if he has any information on why Axbright is safe.
Yes.
There's also the matter of
Thank you.
of the sketches, and there's so much.
I know. We'll deal with the others in time. We'll have time, but for right now, the most immediate is the house, is Barbara, and is Axbright. I agree. Okay.
And I suppose I can just take my chances with the permanency spell.
Unless he has some sort of other solution. All right. I'm going to need to sleep eventually, though, to get some rest. But listen, if it was Barbara, perhaps we can go talk to her. Maybe we can rule her out or calm her down. Either one. But all right.
How many words do we get?
25, but I can cast it 2 more times right now, and then in an hour I can do it 3 more times.
Okay.
Okay.
So most importantly,
Lily? Hello? Lily?
Mm-hmm.
Would you
Hello.
like some help? I'm rather bored and I'm pretty good with a knife. I could cut some onions or something.
Yes, sure. I'm just making a quick dinner. There's not much here.
Well, we have some food with us as well. I mean, I have some things in the bag of holding. I saved some bread.
Great. I think everybody could use a nice hot meal.
Yes, it's been a rather long day, considering.
It's been a rather long couple months.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Not 12 feet tall anymore. But still blue.
Yes. Very.
Any ideas why?
I don't like to speculate, but I think it might just be something changing inside of me. What about you?
I'm not blue.
No, but is there something changing inside of you?
No, I don't think so. I mean, no. Nothing drastically.
Do you have feelings for him?
Well, Siv, it's a bit complicated, I guess. I think part of me, as I told you yesterday, or today, good Lord, that was today, will always have feelings for Reed, because he was a bit of, my inspiration, if you will. So it's a special part of my life. It is similar to, as I explained, you and Vic. Those feelings will never go away. Correct?
Siv just reaches out and touches your hand. I know
Correct.
I've been distant, but there hasn't been a day where I haven't thought of you. I'm trying to fix myself so that I can be a better partner.
Siv, Reed has nothing to do with you.
I know, but I feel like I've made a lot of mistakes recently. And if that makes Reed's proposition more attractive, then I hate myself for making those mistakes.
No. Reed's proposition is only attractive because this has been hard. As much as I like adventuring with everyone, and I like that the feeling of having a purpose. It's felt muddied the past little bit. Like we're not all even on the same page of what our purpose is. And the line of who's good and who's evil has become much more blurry. And part of the attractiveness of Reed's offer is the fact that it would be actual, simple dungeon runs. Not a long,
the
messy,
weight of the
complicated
world.
one. Yes. I know that you all have much more experience in this than I do, but this is my first time doing anything like this. This is my first time doing anything that isn't serving drinks and telling stories, and while I'm shocked by how many of those skills have come in handy, it does wear on you after a while. You know?
I do. You seem to be holding up better than the rest of us, actually. But perhaps that's just what we see on the outside of Lily. That's why I thought I'd ask you what's really going on.
I mean, just that. I feel like I can tell you all. I just also feel the responsibility to keep it together a little bit.
No one would blame you if you decided to leave.
Not so sure.
Well, we would probably fall apart, to be honest with you.
No. You would do just fine. Everyone would do just fine.
I do love you.
I know.
And I don't want you to go.
I know.
And I would do anything to bring back that smile that Lily used to have on her face all the time.
It's not your fault that it's gone. It's not.
I didn't say it was.
I know, but I just want to be very clear because I think you have a habit of blaming yourself.
And I think you worry more about others than you do yourself.
Perhaps. We all have weaknesses. Some more apparent than others.
I don't think it's a weakness. I just think it makes you who you are.
I suppose it could be a strength and a weakness. I wouldn't say it's always a good thing.
May I kiss you?
Siv, before you do that, I want to be very clear with you. I do love you. I do, but I don't want to be the reason you're becoming better. And I feel that part of what has been bothering me about our relationship is that I feel a lot of pressure, and I know that's not your intention. But you always tell me that I've made you better, I've made you change, I made you want to do things differently, and I, quite honestly, am not sure that I'm prepared for that type of responsibility. I don't want to be the reason that you're better. I mean, I think you've all made me better in a way, and I'm not saying it can't be a bit of a motivation, but I don't want to be the only thing. If something happens to me, I want you to go on and live a long, happy life. And it not be tied to me. I fear you've put me on a pedestal of someone who fixes everything, and as much as it's flattering, I can't hold that responsibility for you. I'm just as fallible as all of us, and I don't want to be the solution to a problem. Do you understand?
Yes. Now may I kiss you?
You could give me a hug.
He leans in and kisses your forehead.
All right. I'll allow it.
Thank you. It's very kind of you.
I'm not trying to be confusing. I just think that I want to be careful. Because presumably if I do say we'll be in the same party for a very long time. And I like that idea, I do. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. because it felt like we haven't been for a while now.
You're right. It's as if we've all been stretched in too many directions. I guess I'm just trying to reach out and grasp your hand and pull you back in.
And I want to hold your hand, Siv. But I also want to make sure that what I said actually sinks in.
You know the one promise that I made that fueled the blade that got used to kill the warden? Had nothing to do with you. I asked the amulet, the watchers, if I sacrificed something that meant a lot to me, my drinking, would you assist me in doing something greater than myself, a greater good? And they granted me my wish. And up until the moment that the crows took the sword away, I felt something that I haven't felt since I was a child. Hope for the future. Now you may have helped me get on that path, but it's up to me to stay on it. And I will be relying on not just you, but everyone.
Which is fair. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. It's only been a couple days.
Still proud of you.
I just have.
I don't know if this is a problem or not, but the pigs and the chickens are fighting out there. Mr. Bigglesworth is like trying to eat the feathery one, and I just don't know what to do. I want to go out there, but I can't. And like Fahima and them are upstairs, and I didn't want to interrupt their dream. And it looks like you. Oh, are you cutting onions?
Yes, we were
yes,
cutting
we
onions.
are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why the tears are in my eyes all of a sudden.
I'm sorry,
That's
a pig is trying to eat a chicken?
Yeah, look, I don't understand these animals in this area. It must be the house. I don't get it. The pig is chasing the chicken, and the chicken tried to stand up, and there was a whole drama.
All right, well, I'll go get Fahima.
Okay.
I'll just grasp Siv's hand and look at him and say, "To be continued."
Right.
Oh, I did it again.
Fahima.
One moment. We're finishing something.
Oh. Fahima and James are in Fahima's room and the door's shut, and they said, "Don't come in."
You know, I've been thinking about it ever since James started turning into a demon. I thought maybe that might make him a little bit more attractive to Fahima, since that seems to be her type.
You think?
Fair.
I mean, if he grew hair, then it would be sort of a done deal, all over his body, that is.
Wow, I wouldn't have ever considered it, but you're right. Well, we
I'm
should
gonna
give
go
them
watch
space.
the pigs and chickens. Go leaves and walks out.
Okay, so
Very serious business up here.
I go walks out the front door and looks back, and then the house is gone. And
Oh
a cart with pigs and chickens.
no! Oh, well, I guess it's just me and you, Mr. Bigglesworth.
And you, and you, and you.
The feathery one. Mr. Scratches.
okay, so I think we have it.
Yes, I think we have it. All right. Okay, here we go. And Jeff, I will cast Sending to Conroy Tadgh.
All right.
Not using the Far Scribe, because he's not in my book, obviously. So just old-fashioned Sending.
Right.
With Fahima and Axbright, but leaving soon. Barbara bored. Creatures escaped, but we've rescued them. What does Barbara need? Thought of using permanency. That's it.
All right.
Hell, actually, I have one more. Help. Help.
The message that you've crafted turns into little bits of effervescence, little particles that seep off of you and head out into the ether. For a moment, you stand there waiting to hear something. And then, in your mind, can't sleep. You know why. Barbara needs to be fed. Fahima will know what. Permanency. So you found it.
He knows we found his study. I guess we forgot about that part.
Did he sound mad?
I didn't sound super pleased. He said, whatever happened with the dream, I think happened to him too. He said he can't sleep, and you know why.
So then perhaps it was Barbara.
Could Barbara... Wow.
I told you she's very dangerous and should not be left out.
I don't know, though. The dream spell, if used as a nightmare, can make it very hard for someone to go back to sleep. Maybe... Unless Barbara herself can cast some sort of dream spell on her own. I don't know.
I'm not understanding. I just think that she's powerful enough that she can contact her primary caretakers.
Maybe.
Interfere.
Yeah, but that wouldn't necessarily stop him from sleeping. The dream spell does that.
No, but she might be giving him nightmares.
Right. Well, I'm going to ask him something else. I want to ask him about Axbright. Okay. He says you will know what she needs to be fed. Barbara.
And Jeff, does she?
Yeah, I mean, Fahima certainly has experience dealing with Barbara. As I said, Barbara has been around before you, right? As long as you can remember, Barbara has been in the household, and Barbara doesn't have a head. There's no way to feed her anything food-wise. She subsists on entertainment, mirth, interest.
It's like a 12-year-old. That's what
Okay.
you're saying.
Yeah. my 5-year-old.
Got it.
And just as destructive.
Just plug in an iPad, put it in her cage, and we'll leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great. Just put it on YouTube. Okay, great.
Okay, so now ask about Axbright and the safety.
Okay. All right, I'll cast it again, Jeff.
Okay.
Understood. Axbright eerily calm, devoid of demon attacks. Do you know why? Is there a way to access house without Fahima?
All right, and again, that message transforms and seeps out of you into the ether, and you wait a moment. You feel it enter your body, into your mind. You hear his voice. So my protections have stood up.
Huh.
Good to know. Fahima is the key.
another way. By design. Worried saying too much might be a problem.
He still feels like he's being watched. But he did say that you are the key and you are the only way into this house.
Okay.
So that leaves out that. But apparently the safety of Axbright is his doing. Apparently he probably took him years, if I had to guess, installing magical protections around the city, and apparently that warded off the demons. Which
What did he say?
he just said, so my protection stood up.
Are you sure he wasn't referencing the invisibility?
No, I was talking about Axbright specifically.
Wow.
I think
He went to great.
No, I think he was talking about Axbright.
He went to great lengths to protect this town.
Protect
and me.
You.
What have
And
I
the
done in
animals.
return? I've ventured off and gotten myself in trouble with
Hey.
someone who can scry on me at all times and has a bit of my blood.
Hey. You're doing your best. You've been saddled with almost literally the weight of the world. You're doing your best.
Feels silly to put so much weight and responsibility on a 18-year-old girl with no experience of the world.
Or
I think
on
you would have done a bit more prep.
Or on a completely useless, lonely librarian as well. Or on
Or a bartender.
Or a poor beggar from Olsvach, or a rejected brother from Thorn. We don't get to choose our destiny, it happens to us. I love you.
I love you. And I'm glad we're here together.
So am I. Thank you. Okay.
All
You
of us
guys hear
together.
that
No.
outside the door because Lily has
Yeah.
put a cup up and is like listening.
I'm glad that all of us are here together and no one is left outside.
Wait,
Okay.
can't we hear out? We can't hear
You can hear
outside.
him. He
Yes.
can't hear you.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, you two are. If you're still in the bedroom in the second
Yeah.
floor on the back of the house, you probably would have a hard
Probably not.
time hearing him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so, well, it seems he didn't have much to say on the permanency spell, so I will
he said
just...
it was interesting. He said it. I think he likes the idea. He said you found it. But
Yes, and I'm assuming he knows what it will do to me, having created it himself.
there is that.
So I will do my best to study it as well as I can before casting it. But I should do it tonight. I should go find Lily. She opens the door.
Lily just falls into the room.
Lily! What?
Sorry,
Were you?
I was just coming. Dinner's getting close, so I was just coming to get.
Ready.
Dinner's ready.
Oh, is that cup for me?
For water.
Thank you. There's no... I'll get more.
No, it's just you have to fill it up.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Is everything all right? Okay.
How about you two? Everything all right?
The dream with Conroy didn't go as intended.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah,
Oh,
literally.
meeting someone's father can be tough the first time, but I promise he'll warm up, James.
No. What? No.
And don't worry about it. I don't want to stress you out farther.
We'll tell you about it. Come on, let's go downstairs.
All right, you all go downstairs where Siv is waiting with some prepared food.
I got shish kebabs going. Got long skewers
kebabs?
with
Nice,
different
nice.
veggies and meats on them that I've been
Food you
roasting.
can stab.
Yep, that's right.
Perfect. Where's Uggo?
If anybody can hear me, I'm outside. I just had an idea, and I think I'd put something together. I was just watching the pigs. If you can hear me, I'm just going to talk until somebody opens the door, because I don't know if you can hear me.
Uggo! She opens the door. Uggo, you could... What?
Fahima! Uggo was watching the Mr. Bigglesworth chase around the feathery one, and Uggo was thinking like what it would be like to be a pig if you caught the chicken and all of a sudden you were wanting to eat it, and you're like, oh, I made a mistake. But then and I was thinking about like what would be like to die as a chicken, and it got very existential all of a sudden. But I just realized, Fahima, the permanency spell. That's your dad.
Oh, shh, it's okay. Calm down.
Sorry. Your dad, Conroy. You found notes of permanency.
Yes.
You're a wish made manifest.
Yes.
Did your dad make you by making you a permanent thing?
I don't understand.
You're a wish made manifest. That is a spell, yeah?
Well, yes.
Can you make the wish spell permanent?
Would not the wish spell already be permanent if you asked for a daughter?
Probably, yes.
I don't know how the wish spell works.
Well, it's quite complicated, but one of the caveats is that you can ask for anything you want. There's just a consequence, potentially.
Just realized I would ask for you too.
Well, if you met me as a toddler, you wouldn't say so.
Well, I met you now, and you turned out great.
Well, she starts burning again. I don't know what is in the air tonight.
I got really excited. I thought I'd figure something out, but Uggo clearly did not.
It's possible. It's definitely possible, and if I was able to talk to my dad, I would ask him, or if he was capable of answering me without being watched. I brought you a cup. If you would like to come in.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. I was getting hungry watching all these animals, all the food try to eat itself.
Oh, and Uggo, what did I say about naming creatures that are bound to die? You're just going to get sad when Mr. Squiggles?
Mr. Bigglesworth.
Mr. Bigglesworth.
And the feathery one.
Yeah, these animals are food now.
Mr. Bigglesworth is going to taste great.
Come inside. She hands him the cup.
All right. It is quite late at night. All of you having a very late meal. Anything you'd like to do during this meal?
Are you gonna explain all the stuff that happened, James?
Yeah.
James and Fahima, I put you right next to each other, so you can explain what happened.
Sure, thank you. Yeah. Well, we'll debrief you what happened upstairs. You don't need to.
Yeah. In conclusion, we think it's probably Barbara. My dad seems to think probably so.
Oh, that dang.
Very, yes. I'm sorry, Uggo. To be honest, we didn't get an answer specifically about Barbara. But if she's able to reach my dad and give him nightmares right now, not even knowing where he is.
Here her own volition, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, she's quite intelligent.
So, what, dare I ask, is the plan, then?
The plan. If you wouldn't mind, the scratch paper.
Yes, yeah, okay. Agenda.
Tonight, you and I cast permanency on Ferdinand, given Ferdinand agrees to your terms, and then I will be quite exhausted, and I will I will try to sleep tonight. I don't know if I'll be able to. I guess it depends on how entertained Barbara is. And
I can stay down there and watch her and Ferdinand and make sure that Ferdinand knows,
Well, Ferdinand will listen to whatever I tell him to do, and Ferdinand is good at entertaining.
I mean, we could try casting Unseen Servant just normally before you make it permanent and make sure that,
see if
she's
she likes it?
entertained. Yeah, we can try that. That's
Okay,
fine.
so can you just put like a 1A and a 1B there, and 1A is cast unseen servant first. Can you do that?
Sure.
Can you do 2?
Let me look. It has been a long day.
Very long.
So there's a chance. But continue with the plan, and we'll.
Well, we tell Ferdinand how to take care of the creatures and what to do with the food outside. And tomorrow I would like to just briefly chat with Baker before we take off.
Okay.
Guard baker?
Sorry?
The guard baker.
Soldier, yes, I misspoke.
Yeah.
He was a soldier and a
Oh,
scholar
soldier
and all sorts of
I
things.
think they go hand in hand, right?
I suppose so. Yes,
Okay.
so we should
Well-
all be in pretty good shape. Ugo, I might need your assistance because, well, I'll be quite slow for the next few days after casting this spell.
I know how that feels.
Would I fit in your basket? No?
Probably
I don't
not.
think so.
Well,
I
let's
would
stand
carry
back to
you.
back. Are we the same height? Do this thing.
You don't need to stand
You
back.
are
to back.
very
You are-
clearly not the same.
Also, her legs are longer. Yes.
I
I've
really.
always carried you enough, Lily, to know that you are not the same height.
Okay, well, I was just.
All right. Well,
So-
if everyone's done eating, I mean, we could go downstairs.
Sorry,
and-
one more
Please.
question.
Mhm.
With the permanency spell, so then you won't be able to cast it ever again.
Permanency?
Yes.
I am going to do my best to look at his notes, and it will take me a very long time to try to retranscribe it from memory, but it is my goal to attempt casting it again in the future at some point. But no, this spell will be used up if I cast it tonight.
It's technically a more powerful spell than she currently can cast. So
Oh no, I understand. I just wanted to make sure this was a.
Can you copy the notes?
If I copy the notes, they disappear. That's just how it works.
Ah.
Okay.
Well, then we should probably test Ferdinand on Barbara before we do anything risky.
And
Great.
what does she eat again?
Mirth and joy.
Also misery. I mean, she, any kind of emotion.
She likes drama just as much as she likes comedy.
Exactly.
just get her a subscription to Bravo. You
She
know.
likes to Netflix and chill.
We get our AMC movie pass.
Mirth Eater is my favorite Nordic metal band.
Fahima, do you have a bit of toys or anything for the animals or the creatures?
Yes. Yes, they're scattered about downstairs.
Bin of toys. Okay, great.
Okay,
Um,
let's
well,
give it a shot.
should we give it a shot? I have enough spell slots to do it twice. So.
Okay,
We
perfect.
have what we need.
All right, so you guys make your way down into the menagerie, which has gotten quite a bit more active and louder than the first time any of you were down there, as these creatures now have been put back into the basement. It's large. Some of them are roaming around, others in cages or pens. You see Barbara floating in that little cage, that sort of bird cage that she's in, 4 wings. Flying wings and you know, this big blob of fur and flesh, headless, just sort of hanging out.
Should all of us be down here? Maybe a couple of us should stay upstairs in case Barbara gets antsy.
I'll stay upstairs.
Okay. Well, that's Barbara, Siv. But you think you saw her earlier. All right.
I have yet to see her, actually.
She's...
Siv, roll me a...
Now you know why I was avoiding it.
wisdom
Because this is
saving
not,
throw.
this is not a save that Siv does well.
Remember the
You
force
do
of evil.
have advantage from Ashjor.
Oh, wait.
Okay. Even.
I got in trouble too.
Sorry.
It is not even, and I would have failed anyways. That's an 8.
All right.
No.
Okay, so you failed your save, but you're just standing there looking at Barbara for now.
All right. Well, when they say, okay, you can go upstairs, Siv, I guess I'll start to walk up the stairs.
Except that the stairs don't seem to be getting any closer to you. The rest of you see Siv marching in place like a marching band, and Siv, you don't understand why the stairs aren't getting any closer to you. You start picking up your pace, but it doesn't seem to do any good.
Siv has been working on his entertainment. Well done, Siv.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I think Barbara might have gotten to Siv, and perhaps you could pick him up and take him upstairs.
Uggo looks at Barbara. Is that okay with you, Barbara?
You hear this sort of melodic rubbing, vibrating of the wings together. It's hard to get a sense of the tone, but it is certainly a response of some kind.
I will take that as a maybe. Uggo goes to grab Siv and picks him up slightly.
All right, did you pick him up?
I can do it. I'm just going to try to jump forward.
As Siv leaps in the air, for some reason your legs don't work very well. He just falls flat on his face on the ground.
Oh, since they're right there, can I try to catch him when he jumps?
Okay, roll me a dexterity saving throw. You have advantage from Dark House.
Ooh, thank you, Dark House. I'm gonna say odd. Both even, but 18 was the natural roll.
Okay, so you do manage to grab him before he falls on the ground, but his feet and arms are still moving wildly as you try to hold him up.
It's okay, Siv. I had the same thing. She made me jump off the stairs, and I almost broke my nose. So I'll take Siv upstairs. You guys have fun with Barbara. Barbara, you're looking great tonight.
And Siv, you have this sensation. Siv, you have this overwhelming sensation that if you just try harder, you will be able to do it yourself.
I'm the cat that if you pick it up the wrong way, it starts going crazy.
Exactly.
With its
Yeah,
totally.
All right. Okay. So as Uggo hauls this hard to hold on to Siv, this wildly moving Siv up the stairs, the rest of you are left in the basement. There's this sort of a odd song emanating from Barbara's cage.
Okay, I'm gonna move fast in case she's getting bored.
Good idea.
Ferdinand, and the rest of the USU, we would like to ask that you entertain the folks down here. Fahima, would you like to do some introductions?
And feed.
Yes, and
Or is the feeding automated?
The feeding is automated, but if they are willing to assist, that would be more entertaining, I'm sure.
Great.
So some of you will be in charge of making sure the feeding is happening, and some of you will be in charge of entertainment, which we all know you're well versed in. You will be allowed a 15-minute break every 4 hours per your request, and a lunch. And we would just request that if you take holidays off, which is totally fine, that you guys alternate with each other so someone is always working.
I just see one of the unseen servants has a cigar.
Hovering in the air.
Ferdinand, as the leader of the USU, please, as a test run, would you please engage in these activities? Thank you.
All right, describe to me, Katie, what they are doing to entertain. You definitely see bits of the feed that had been knocked over. This place was really in shambles. Some of these animals clearly had been, knocking things over, breaking stuff, causing problems. You see a lot of that sort of being picked up, put back together, all moved by invisible hands. You see bits of things that just sort of levitate up into the air, not high, maybe 2 feet in the air at tops, but moving around, collecting, kind of organizing, getting this strange little mechanical contraption that Conroy had come up with back in working order, that sort of was depositing little bits of food out of a central feed container, into different compartments. They're all kind of working at that, but the entertainment, Katie,
the most important part
needs to be described.
Yes, so there is a box of creature toys, as Fahima has explained. I imagine there's some stuffed animals, some little the little things that cats chase
Jingly
around and stuff
bells,
like
yes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jiggly bells. So there's over in one corner, there's two stuffed animals doing kind of a puppet show situation, talking to each other. There's one of the cat toys that has a little feather ball on the end that one has taken in and is playing with one of the creatures, which would be a form of entertainment for Barbara, hopefully, too. The little jingly bells are getting spilled and then picked up and then spilled again and picked up. Generally, the unseen servants are very good at creating mischief. So
Okay.
it'll be a lot of mischievous stuff, maybe going within the animals' cages, and nothing like mean, but playing with them, little pokes, little tickles here and there to get animal reactions.
All right, I like it.
Careful,
Yeah.
they only have 1 hit point apiece, I believe.
What is? Yeah, well, they're disposable. Some of them. There's a lot. What I would like is, as an extension of yourself, I would like you to roll a performance check. You do have advantage from change box, but it is countered by Grim Fated.
Call
Okay, I'm gonna say even. It is not. It is an odd, and it's not great. 10. It's because it's just as it is, right?
That's just as it is. You don't get to add your thing. So you see some of this action start, and you hear the melody of emanating from Barbara's cage, and I take on some discordant notes. And up the stairs, you hear Uggo squeal as Siv bites his arm.
Oh no. Okay. Well, perhaps they're a bit rusty.
Right. They, can get better, I guess.
Yes, hopefully. And presumably, if we are not here, it will be the most entertaining thing. Hopefully.
Got it. Yes. All right.
I mean,
I don't have a plan B here. I'm sorry.
I don't either.
Siv, get down from the countertop!
Barbara. And I can't understand. She doesn't talk, right? It's just vibrating.
That's correct.
It
Yes.
just James was casting a spell when he can understand her.
Well, he's got awakened mind.
She
He has
took it.
awakened mind.
Well, I did detect
He was only getting sort of
thoughts.
sensations anyway. It was not like clear, cogent, common words in his mind,
If it's been an hour, I'll do it again. I'll cast detect thoughts. I mean, we were eating dinner and all that stuff. So, I mean, if you want to call that, yes, I will cast detect thoughts on Barbara.
Barbara, hey, I had a nightmare a little bit ago when I was taking a nap, and I don't know if that was you or not. And it was very scary. I was very scared. I cried a little bit. If that was you, message has been sent. And we're going to, I do have to go. I have to make sure that Axbright stays safe, that you stay safe. And I'm being honest when I say this to you. So we're trying to leave these folks with you to keep you entertained. And that really is the best me and my dad can do. And you are so important to us. You keep everyone safe and fed and happy, and don't you like it here?
Siv, that chandelier's not gonna hold your weight.
The floor is lava, Uggo. The floor is lava. I don't know how you're not burning up.
What you're doing to Siv right now, you could do the Ferdinand. They love playing The Floor is Lava.
The sensations that you're getting, James, are this deep affection for Fahima, and this sort of panicky feeling that when she mentions she's going to leave, and then this there is a sort of mirthful appreciation of the notion of doing that to anybody, including these unseen servants, as Fahima suggests. So Fahima, what I would like you to do is roll me a persuasion check. You have advantage from JT Justice 1.
Oof. Thank you, JT Justice. Okay, I'm gonna call. I'm sorry. What kind of check?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Oof. I'm gonna call odds. And is it just one of them has to be odd, or the higher one has to be odd?
The one that's active, the one that you will use. So you're
even. So just to 12.
Okay. There is James. You sense a feeling of affection for Fahima and a sort of a calming of the nerves a bit. Uncertainty and agitation, but there is certainly a sense of trust with Fahima.
Barbara, I don't know how long you've lived, and I don't know how long you've been here, to be honest. You're so intelligent that you could have anything you want, and yet you've stayed here with us for as long as you have.
There's this overwhelming feeling in your head, James. This almost an image of Conroy
at a certain age.
I think it's the
energy.
I think it's not a picture that you see in your mind, but it's a sensation that you would relate to what you have seen, what you have heard of Conroy.
I don't like it either that he left.
She's loyal to your father. She misses your father.
Got problems up here. The floor's turning into lava.
Barbara. I miss him too. I do, and he didn't tell me he was leaving for this long either. And that's why I have to go back out there. I'm getting my dad. I will get my dad.
Sing-songy melody that starts to emanate from Barbara, and this sensation of hope in your mind, James. This feeling of longing.
It's a lovely song. I will find him. But in order to do that, I have to leave. Please,
Sadness.
Will you make the floor lava for Ferdinand and his friends?
And Siv, you have this overwhelming desire to get back into the basement, to get from wherever you are into the basement again.
No, you don't.
Can I climb along the walls?
Yeah. Ago, you are desperately trying to grab onto Siv as he's like crawling on the wall, going down. Siv, you run down into the basement and you run up and you give Fahima a big hug.
Oh. Ugo comes down. Oh, I'm sorry. He's real slippery.
And then, just like that, Siv, you're sort of back in control of your faculties, and you find yourself standing really close to Fahima, and you remember doing everything you did, but it felt strange that you wanted to do it. You don't know why you wanted to.
It's fine, Sim. It's a lot.
I'm just going to lean in and give Fahima another hug so that she knows that I actually wanted to hug her, and it wasn't just Barbara making me do it.
She pats him on the back and over his shoulder looks at Barbara.
Hey, I have an idea. Should we all hug in front of Barbara? To feed her. Not because I want to, but to feed her.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Come here.
Group hug.
And as you do, as you all move in, Lily, right next to Siv, right next to Fahima, right next to Ugo, right next to James, all sort of standing around this cage, this menagerie of animals clucking and chirping and growling and moving, and all around you these strange sounds. But for a moment, there is this stillness in this hug, and from the center of it, from the cage, this beautiful lilting tune, and it just feels like joy emanating all through you, all around you. And for a moment, this sense of calm and peace permeates, and all of the animals quiet, and it gets still just for a second. The whole place is calm. That's where we'll go to intermission.
Whoa. Barbara, you strong.
I was gonna say, I feel
Right?
like Barbara is one of the hardest challenges we've had in a while.
So powerful. It is good to know, though, that at least we think that she's staying there because she wants to. If she's that powerful that she can control people's minds.
Yeah, I mean, she could totally do whatever she wanted whenever she wants.
Yeah.
She's like Fahima. She felt abandoned too.
And Conroy must have really gotten on her good side.
Guess so.
If he got this creature, I'm really curious as to how that happened. I want to know Conroy's whole backstory.
Yeah, it makes me think better of Conroy. Yeah.
Conroy's
All right. Well, we have a short intermission for you. I want to thank some folks that were giving us balloons during that stretch. Permanent Noodle Beard.
Permanency on the Noodle Beard.
That Gamer Share, A Jar Full of Bees, and Dark House. Thank you all for the applause. We are grateful. Team Force of Good is at 94%. Team Force of Evil at 6%. We'll have a brief intermission and we'll come right back. Stick around. We just spent all of intermission talking about the slogans for the USU. That's what we did. I don't know what you guys did during intermission.
We've had some pretty silly bits on the show. The Unseen Servant Union, the Union of Unseen Servants is one of the silliest.
Pretty brilliant. Pretty brilliant. It's Katie Michaels for you. I love it. Love it. Okay, so thank you for hanging out with us during intermission. We appreciate you. I don't believe there's anything else that needed to happen before bedding down, right? You guys can
I was going to cast the permanency spell.
Oh, right.
Before I sleep.
Let's do that.
Just so I can get one level of exhaustion out of the way.
You need to pass. You need to pass an ability check, right?
That is true. In order to cast it, you have to pass the DC as per scroll rules.
Okay, here's what we're going to do, Lily.
Buff me.
With some guidance and some inspiration, I think we can help Fahima get there.
Correct.
So a spare force of good laying around anywhere I can use? Like
and
just
to be clear, I also need to pass a performance check.
Right.
References needed has given you advantage, Fahima. So there's that.
Thank you, references needed.
All right, and I'll tap her with a guidance. Lily, could you inspire Fahima, please?
Mm-hmm.
How much is your?
You've got this.
Thanks, Lily. How much do I got this on a scale of 1 to 10?
10. 1d10.
10. 1d10. Okay.
I'm just gonna support you from a distance over here.
All right, so it needs to be Unseen Servant cast at the same time as Permanency. Is that right?
So you cast Unseen Servant, and then you can cast Permanency on it. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, this is good because if the performance check doesn't happen, then we might want to reevaluate.
Well, the permanency spell, I guess, it takes an hour to cast. So.
Oh wow.
So I don't know if it really matters in what order.
So she'd have to time it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to happen in the exact same instant. I mean, you can cast something, and it could be, 5 minutes into the spell, and then you can make it permanent. It doesn't have to be done at the exact same time.
Okay.
Oof. Okay.
All right.
So I'll cast Unseen Servant again, and hope to get a better performance check.
All right, you do have advantage from JT Justice 1, countered by Grim Fated.
Ugh. Okay.
The performance check is for what reason? For
to see how well guys are going to do before we leave. I mean, obviously they're going to stay there and be permanent and hang out and do the best they can, but this is to see how well Lily's going to be able to instruct her to entertain Barbara. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say even again.
No, Katie. No.
It's odd, and it's not a good roll. And I can't do anything. I can't do anything. It's only a 7.
Force of evil. What was your roll, Fahima?
I didn't roll yet. I'm too scared.
Okay. You didn't know yours was countered. That's right. Katie's was countered. Okay.
Yeah. I have nothing. Well, you don't have to do permanency on this now.
Well, yeah. I mean, the whether or not they're permanent, I mean, this is just how well you've instructed them to entertain.
Barbara can teach them.
She'll teach. She's very smart.
Yeah. She'll just force them to do whatever she wants them to do.
That too.
I will. I'm so sorry. As I mentioned previously, they really require a 12-hour notice, and they are clearly upset.
That's what it is.
Okay. Well, Barbara, the trading period will not be quite up to snuff quality.
This puppet show is deliberately boring. They know what they're doing.
Oh my god.
So I have guidance. How much is that? That's a D4.
That's a D4 and a D10 plus your
I'm so
spell.
sweaty.
It's just your spellcasting ability modifier, right?
Yeah.
If she's right about the odd or even, yeah, then she can add it.
Right. Then you can add.
Oh my god, are you serious? This is the episode?
It's brutal.
God.
You have advantage.
I get to add my spell save or my spell attack though to the
Not
DC.
your attack, just the casting ability modifier. So I believe it's +5 for you.
Oh, okay.
Your intelligence.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right.
Oh, I need to call it. I need to call it.
Oh, I roll.
Even. Double 17s.
That's pretty
Okay.
good.
So I can't.
Plus the D10 plus the
17 was
plus
the
an
DC.
8.
Yes.
So you don't even.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Plus a 1.
So this spell, the unseen servants, you don't see them, obviously. They are, but Lily assures you that they are there, and this piece of parchment upon which your father scrawled this spell starts to fade and disintegrate in your hand, and you feel the power of it surging through your hands. It's a level of arcane manipulation that you have never felt before. This is a spell level that you have never tapped, and you feel it explode in your hands as the parchment it was obliterated right in front of your eyes, and all of the unseen servants infused with this permanency, locked into their service here to Barbara. You feel confident that has happened, although there's no visual evidence of it.
And James will run in to catch Fahima because 4 levels of exhaustion will knock you.
Oh, you did it!
You did it, Morgan.
103 episodes in.
No, man.
Worth it. I mean, this is the moment.
Worth it.
Wow. Wow.
Family show.
So sorry, everybody. Family
Family
show.
show.
Did I get it 100%
We get one.
of the way
You
out?
get one.
We get one.
60%. You said 60%.
Yeah, it was like 60. It was enough to
PG-13.
tell.
I think PG-13, you get one every 100 episodes.
Yeah, you do. So
Fahima, what happens to you is
I rush in to grab her.
As this disintegration happens, you feel this incredible surge of power go through your body, and it takes everything out of you. You feel weak and tired, your whole body falling to the floor, just unable to even hold yourself up. The weight of you, unbearable. And James, you rush over to catch her in your arms.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear, exhaustion at 4th level is no joke. Let me read it to you. So 4th level of exhaustion, your hit point maximum is halved.
Yikes!
You have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Your speed is halved, and you have a disadvantage on ability checks.
So disadvantage on everything.
Yeah.
You'll get back your max HP with tonight's sleep.
Two more levels of exhaustion and it's instant death.
Yeah.
Just
The next level of exhaustion is you literally can't move. Your speed is 0. You can't move because you're so tired. And then you die.
I'll go. Can you help her maybe up to her bedroom? Maybe you can carry her. I'm
No problem.
yeah.
As tired as I am, I still don't know if I'll be able to sleep tonight. Could you,
You
Lily?
need to try.
Lily, could you? My dad has some sedatives in the back. Could you grab one? It's the blue potion, blue with no bubbles. The one with bubbles, don't touch that.
Okay.
That's
blue
probably
with no
better
bubbles.
than my suggestion.
Yeah.
You're going to hit me on the head.
Well, yeah, it's very effective. I could alternatively, I could just put you in a headlock until you go to sleep.
No, literally, she's half her usual self. No, please be
So she'll
careful.
go to sleep quicker.
I'll take the sleeping draught.
Please be
Probably
careful.
a better idea. Yeah.
You all get some rest. I'll stay down here with my non-sleeping and kind of make sure things are continuing to. I mean, after Barbara calmed everything, it stayed that way. Yes.
It did, although the unseen servants are doing such a poor job at entertainment that things are a little more chaotic than they were. But it seems to be happening like this. There's this new sort of mechanism in place for the feeding and the care and the entertainment of all these animals. Entertainment, is mostly for Barbara's sake. The animals don't need tons of it, but you definitely can see, brushes being picked up and dragged through, Squug's fur. You see them trying to bite at some things that aren't there. Yeah, there's all, it's Mary Poppins like in this room. It's a spoonful of sugar. That's kind of the situation.
Barbara's Mary Poppins. I get it.
She's the bag, the Mary Poppins series.
Don't let her. Don't let her hear you say that.
I'll go get the potion that Fahima requested. Frustrated with Ferdinand's lackluster performance.
All right, so you guys were kind of moving up the stairs. James, you stayed in the basement, but Uggo, you bring Fahima into bed, and Fahima, you are just you can't. It's very difficult to even keep your eyes open. But when Lily tips the potion into your lips, then everything goes black, and you are out. The rest of you left there with a kind of heavily snoring Fahima Tadgh in her childhood bed. What would you like to do? Anybody? Okay, we're all going to bed.
We're going to bed.
Sorry. Yeah, I think Lily
everyone else fell asleep too.
Even James. No, just kidding.
The night where I said, "Oh, maybe we could just skip to the morning," is half the episode. Is half the episode. That's okay. No, it's fun. The next morning, dawn breaks. Fahima, as you kind of stir to wakefulness, you still feel absolutely rotten. You're slightly more hardy than you were when you went to sleep, but you still feel like getting into battle would be difficult. That even moving, you're sluggish and heavy. Everything is. The impact of casting this spell is not like anything you've ever experienced before. It is taken a toll on you physically in a way that you've never experienced. But the rest of you. Morning dawns. Outside the window, you can see the pigs and chickens are up. You hear a cock-a-doodle-doo through the walls of the cabin, and morning is here.
I'm assuming we're bringing those inside, right?
The food,
right?
Are we bringing them with us?
Well, it depends.
You were the one who purchased them. It's your plan. What
well, I purchased it with our money. But
right.
When Fahima told me that she didn't know if they had been fed since she left, I assumed that we were going to feed them something.
Yes, if we could leave those here for food, that would be fantastic. They're really having fun with those toys down there.
They do need to come inside then, yes, because obviously the Unseen Sevens won't be able to go outside to get them.
All right. For the sake of time, then, we'll just say that Uggo can stand in the doorway holding Fahima, and I can grab Fahima's leg, pass through with a pig, and then a chicken, and then another pig.
Like a fire bucket drill of animals.
As you're doing that, as you walk outside and you're making sure to touch Uggo, who's touching Fahima, and you're trying to lean that way. You look over, and leaning against one of the trees is this short gnome who looks over at you and goes, "I will never get used to that."
Yeah, well, that's our life.
You won't have to.
Whoa!
Does Reed have anything, like, is he wearing any kind of necklace or jewelry of any kind?
No.
Okay. But he has like what's that? Weaponry he does have, yes?
Yes. He has a dagger. He has you saw him pull a crossbow from under that little cloak that he was wearing. Nothing else immediately visible. He stands there and says, "Came by early. I hope I'm not interrupting anything."
We're just packing up, actually, so that we can head north. Did you collect the reward?
I did indeed.
Good.
Bright and early.
Excellent.
I do appreciate your generosity in that regard.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I might have a word with Lily Dumblestock before we leave. Before you.
Lily!
Yes?
Reed's
Oh.
here. He wants to talk to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Really, one moment, Reed. Fahima, just a reminder, the only other thing on the agenda is you need to chat with the baker.
Yes, we can stop there on the way out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I stopped by myself, as you suggested. He is quite keen to have a word with you.
Oh?
Indeed. I seemed quite excited that you were back in town.
Oh. Well, that's great.
Lily, if I may
Yes,
have a word.
perhaps we can, yes.
This is strange to me to see people appear out of nothing. It is something I need to get used to, but
I don't
perhaps
think
we
you should
could
get
take a
too used to
stroll.
it. Yes, that would be nice.
Excuse us. So, your friend says you are leaving bright and early. I'm glad I stopped by before you left.
Yeah. I was going to come find you, obviously. I wouldn't have left without saying goodbye.
I suppose you've considered what we spoke of and come to a conclusion.
Yes, I have. Reed, it's very tempting, your proposition to leave, to have a easier life. And it's one that I don't want to rule out, maybe sometime in the future. But I have unfinished business with this group. And if I leave right now, I feel I would be doing a disservice not only to them, but to myself.
Well, I can respect that. I won't say I'm not disappointed, but I can respect that.
But perhaps we'll meet again.
Perhaps. I wanted to tell you something. I must say, as disappointed as I am, it is not surprising to me, your decision. But before I tell you what I wanted to say, I do have a question for you.
Okay.
If I may, where are you going next?
Oh, well, actually, we haven't put that on the agenda yet today, so it's not quite decided.
Just leaving Axbright and no destination?
I mean, I'm sure we'll figure it out, but we haven't decided yet as a group.
Well,
Why?
I've been doing this a little while longer than you have, and I thought perhaps I could give you some advice or help. It seems all of you have come from south, from Turles. I've been moseying around these parts, northern area, and I may be able to give you some tips as to how to avoid most of the demons if I know your route.
Oh. Well, again, we haven't decided yet, but are any of the tips general enough that you could just tell me
Well,
without knowing the route?
sure. It's a big, wide world out there, especially Latland. Yeah. Which direction are you headed?
Again, Reed, I have to consult with the team first. We kind of are wrapping up here and then have to decide what our next course of action is. But
All right.
perhaps I could consult with them and maybe we can seek your help before we leave.
Well, I'm happy to help in any way I can. I just thought I could do something. I guess that brings me to what I wanted to tell you. You see, Lily Dumblestuck, there was once a time, not so long ago, when evidently I inspired you to leave the confines of a safe place and risk your neck to help others.
It's true.
Well, I do believe that tables have turned, Lily Dumblestuck. I've been safe here in Axbright, and all of your talk yesterday about a mission to save the world, well, for the Wardens.
Yes.
It inspired me. Like so many others, I heard stories of the Wardens as a child. Bedtime tales to make sure I went to sleep without a peep. The Wardens were watching, they would say. I stopped believing at some point or other, but to hear that they are real? Well, I think I can do more for my fellow creatures. I do not believe in coincidence, as I said. But maybe our fates intertwining here was all about finding my courage again, my purpose. I'm gonna head east, make my way out to Winkburg, and maybe head for the coast. Maybe I'll end up in Biverby or Bengal. Perhaps I can be one of those folks to help your family rebuild.
Oh, Reed. They would love that. Please tell them that Lily said you, or said she knows you. You know me.
Or maybe if I stay in Bengal long enough, maybe you'll find your way back there too. One thing I was thinking about last night is you and I, we have the benefit of time. But in order for that to happen, Lily, you need to stay alive.
That is my ultimate goal.
Well, I know you say that flippantly, and I appreciate your lack of concern on this matter, but when you speak of having the weight of the world on your shoulders, I worry for your safety. If there's one thing I've been good at in my days, it's staying alive. I've been looking out for number one so long I forgot what it's like to look out for more than that, but I need you to be serious about your safety. I need to know that there is a hope that someday fate will bring us together again.
Well, I promise you this, Reed. I will do everything that I can to stay alive. And you and I both know that I can't make that promise for sure, because that's just not how life is. But I can try my hardest, and I will. And I would hope you would return the favor.
I certainly will.
Well then, until our paths cross again.
Safe travels, Lily Dumblestock. If there's any way I can be of assistance to you or yours, please do not hesitate to call upon me.
Absolutely. And while you're in Winkburg, I mean, be warned, but you can tell the Duke we said hi.
Well, you know the Duke of Winkburg.
We do. We knew him as a Duke and as a duck.
Something tells me there is a
that.
story there.
Yeah, don't bring that up. That's just for our knowledge only. But if you say we sent you, or we say hi, I'm sure he'll give you a nice meal.
Well, anything for a free drink and a warm meal. I do appreciate it. Lily Dumblestock, serving me drinks even now.
That's what I do. Can't stop, I guess. Well, safe travels. I hope you make it to Bengal.
I hope you make it to wherever you decide to go.
Well, me too. Don't quite know where that is right now. But eventually, back to Bengal.
Farewell. He turns. You see that cape twirl and his hair fall just so. And he looks back at you. And then he walks off out into the tree line and into the morning.
Oh, I guess goodbye then. It was great meeting you too.
All right, last pass over the house before we leave. Has everyone got everything? Has everyone checked the floorboards of the beds? Has everyone got every bit?
Yes, everything's on the cart that we came with. So
All right.
it's just your personal belongings, making sure you didn't leave anything behind.
Any other
I
books?
also made sure to bring the Fahima and put it on the cart, so we're
Yes, yeah. Fahima,
I
is there
can walk. I can walk.
good. Yeah, but
Very
you probably
slowly.
shouldn't, though, right? You probably shouldn't. So
her speed is halved. She's walking very slowly.
Meep, someday you'll be large enough for me to just ride you around.
Meep.
You're too small
Meep.
though right now.
Meep.
James is calling from the door. Though, Fahima, is there anything else you want? I think we've got everything from your father's study or any other books from the library before we go.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Okay.
As they walk away from the house, it's invisible to everybody else, but when they reach the gate by the willow tree just near the river, she turns around and gives her old cottage home one last look.
There it is, standing for only you to see. The place where you grew up, the place where you spent most of your days. Nestled in amongst the trees. Every single other person in the party sees just a jumble of trees. But for you, the second time, you march away from home and out into adventure.
You said you wanted to talk to the baker. Is there a bakery in town then, I guess?
Yes, there is. It's near the inn in town.
Okay. All right.
You make your way across the river again, pulling the wagon with all of the belongings. Did you guys you left the chickens and
Yeah.
okay,
Right.
Those
right?
were,
Yeah,
those
they're
were brought
food.
inside and downstairs.
All right. So
Not the celestial bear, though.
yeah,
That's
no,
fine
not
with
on
us.
Friday. That's coming.
all right, you make your way through the sleepy town of Axbright into the square, such as it is. Not much to look at for those that grew up in places like Olsvach or Turles, but still, it is the bustling town center of this small sleepy town. And there it is, the bakery that Fahima you would go to frequently as a kid. Well, frequently isn't a strong word, but every now and again. Sneak
Frequently
out.
for me.
Yeah. And as you open the door, a soft jingle. There's a bell on the door. As you enter the bakery, it's understated wooden counters that hold a number of porcelain dishes lidded with tall glass domes. And through those glass lids, you can see all manner of delectable treats, pastries and tarts, muffins and sweet cakes. The smell of the place fills your nose with delights. Thick, warm, delicious aromas of freshly baked confections. It's the morning, so everything has just come out of the oven. Behind the counter is a large, round man in a faded pink apron, covered in white, powdery splotches of flour. He has a tight, combed mustache, bright eyes, and a baker's hat that flops to the side. He looks up at the jingle of the bell. Fahima!
Artie!
It's good to see you.
Hey, you too. How are you?
That handsome gnome told me you were back.
Just for a bit.
For weeks.
I know. Well, it's been months.
Your pa neither.
No, he's still gone. Out on business.
Where you been, girl?
Well, I've I've traveled all across Ain, and I've been practicing my maps too. I have a few to show you. She starts pulling out her maps out of her pack, all the maps that she's created along the way of the adventure.
Look at those! You've come a long way in your studies.
I know! Well, seeing more of the world on foot has really improved my skills, I'd say, more than just tracing the lines between the trees in my backyard.
Oh my, look at the calligraphy you got there, girl. That's no small feat.
Oh, well, thank you. It's a bit hard wobbling on the wagon, but it's quite good. Thank you.
Who are your friends?
Oh,
You mean the two people that are literally holding her up?
Oh, lovely to meet you.
The physical crutches on either side of her.
Hi.
this is
Are you all
Ogo.
right?
I'm just I'm just very, very tired from travel. This is Ogo and Siv and James and Lily.
James
Hi.
is actually with the cart and has his hood up because he knows he will upset people by his looks. So James is keeping a low profile. He'll stay outside with the cart and kind of look just like a hooded figure sitting on your cart.
Well, tell your friend he can come inside. I'm happy to give any of you free, whatever you like.
Oh, that's fantastic of you. Thank you. Everyone, this is Artie Duffs. He runs the bakery here, and he's a long-time friend of mine. How's your husband?
It's fine. Drives me up a wall sometimes, you know.
Well, he's not here right now, so he must be getting the day off, huh?
I never have a day off around these parts. You know how many people come in here and they demand their muffins in the morning. Well, you just missed the rush, I tell you.
Well, it's good to hear business is still strong.
It's good to hear you're still strong, although you do look a bit flushed. Here, you know what you need to have? Sweet tart. A sweet tart for my sweetheart.
I'll take it and then snap off a piece and then hold it up so that she can eat it.
Oh my god, you guys! She meekly eats it out of Siv's paw.
She's like a Dickensian character who's just so weak. Please.
I must say, I'm a bit worried seeing you here.
Well, I just wanted to check up on the old house and make sure everything was running okay with my absence.
Well, how
Seems
about your
everything
paw?
is.
Is he back yet?
No, he's not. Business has him out and about. You know how things are. Gone.
He's been gone quite a while, hasn't he?
He has. Yes. I do miss him.
I miss him too. I'm sure there are lots of folks around these parts too.
You haven't heard from him, have you?
No.
Okay.
You haven't heard from him?
Oh, no, I have. Yeah, we're corresponding. Yeah,
Fahima, you're not one to keep secrets.
It's clear on Ugo's face. Not keep just like this is all not very honest.
Yeah.
Clear on its face.
All right. Well, the truth is, he's out on business that is quite secret, and I can't share with you the details of what's going on.
Oh my.
Secret mission, so to speak.
My. Well, your father always did have his secrets, that's for sure.
He did. Well, you're looking at one of them.
Are you worried about him?
Yes. For the
Do you
first
know where
time,
he
I
went?
am.
Do you know where he's gone?
Well, he doesn't share that information with me. I just know he's out far away. If you hear from him, though, well, I suppose I won't be coming back here for a while, so I don't know how I'd get the message.
You're worrying me, Fahima.
Why?
What? You can barely stand on your own.
Well, the truth is, I cast a spell, a rather large one, and it's left me exhausted. That's all. Nothing a few muffins couldn't fix.
Fahima, in all of the time I've known you, you've never come in here with any other person but yourself. Now you got friends inside, outside, holding you up. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Jeff, I'd
I
like to
am.
make an insight check on this guy. He's asking a lot of really weird questions.
Sure. You have advantage from Forest Elf 86.
Hey, these are small town folk. Small town folk ask a lot of questions.
This is somebody that doesn't trust anyone. So
No, it's true.
It's true. In
Neither
big
of you are wrong.
in big cities, people are like, you're cool, you're fine.
Jared,
I
I
got-
got
I got-
odds or evens.
I did. I said
Oh,
even.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay.
That is a 17. I rolled an 18, got a -1 because of my insight, so 17.
You definitely feel this sense of concern from this guy. He is very concerned. Here's somebody who's seen Fahima over several years of her life, and
Right.
you definitely sense his genuine concern for her well-being, especially given her physical state. And here's these strange-looking folk. He's never seen her hang out with anybody.
But that's it. There's nothing else.
Yeah, there's
behind that.
genuine concern. That's what you pick up on for sure.
Okay. Look, so we're kind of in a bit of a rush, and I hate to interrupt, but if you don't mind, she wanted to stop by just to check in on you and say hello, maybe get a few pastries, and then get back on the road.
You're more than welcome to have some pastries.
Made a list of the things we'd like from your case.
Help yourself. Free of charge.
Oh no, we'll certainly give you the
Okay.
gold
No,
for
I
it.
insist. Free of charge for you, Fahima. Free of charge.
Artie, I would never give you a list of items that I need and expect you to give it to me for free.
Well, today that changes. Free of charge.
Thank you. I've noticed that this town is safe from the barrage of demons that seems to be hitting every other place around.
I did hear word of that. People say demons attack outside the confines of Axbright. I haven't seen it myself, but I heard word of it. Sounds scary business.
Yes, so you haven't left. No one's
well,
leaving.
I have means to leave. Every morning I gotta bake till my fingers are blue.
I know.
Have you had very many people come through from out of town?
More in the last few days. Your friend, the gnome, who said you were back in town. I could scarcely believe it. But a few of his like coming.
Did the gnome come in with anyone, or was he by himself?
He came in late last night by himself. We were closing up. He said you told him to come by. Is it not the case, Fahima?
I did. I think so, yes. This is Jessica not remembering.
You did. You asked him to do that. Yes.
Fahima's also completely exhausted. So
Yes.
coming from someone that has a toddler, being completely exhausted, you often forget things like that.
Indeed.
Did I? I don't know.
Artie, you've lived here a long time, have you not?
Long time, indeed.
How long have you known my dad?
For years. I even helped him a few times on a few crazy adventures of our own.
Oh. Well, if you wouldn't mind taking a quick break, I'd love to hear more about that, so would my friends.
I thought you were in such a big hurry.
We do need to get on the road, Fahima.
Not in such a big hurry that we couldn't spare time for one story.
Well, you know me and my stories. I've regaled you of my time as a sailor and my time as a soldier. I've done it all in my days. Your father and I, you know how he is. Private, secretive. But there's been times he's needed a cartographer, and he knew that I've had my fair share, as you well know, of map making.
Mm-hmm.
The map maker baker, he called me. fact, come to think of it, I do think I still have the map that he asked me to help him with.
Asked you to help him with for his most recent adventure.
Well, perhaps. It wasn't so recently, but...
That would be tremendously helpful, if you do.
I'm sure it's in the back. Help yourself to a confection or two. You all look hungry.
Yes, famished, thank you.
And he walks back behind the bar into a little door that's in the back of the building. A door through which you've gone many times, Fahima, as he's brought you back and taught you some of your cartography skills, the map making that he kind of brought you under his wing. The reason that you're able to do what you do when you go into dungeons and write down maps is because you studied really hard and found the hobby to be interesting and compelling. And he comes out with this very simple, nondescript trunk. He plops it down on the table. And he opens it up. And you see, as he does, the smell of old parchment starts to battle with the smell of the confections in the room. It's clearly there's a lot of stuff in there. And he starts taking maps out and laying them on the table and sifting through, searching. I know it's in here somewhere. Just give me a second.
Oh, I love that smell. Old parchment.
Roll me a perception check. Oh, we just got a yam, an evil yam from the Carson. Thank you, Carson.
Thank you.
Team Force of Good to only 66%. Team Force of Evil to 34%. Thank you, the Carson. But Fahima, you have advantage from references needed on your perception check.
Thank you for references. So, given my exhaustion,
disadvantage.
I have straight roll.
Out. Yeah, they cancel each other out.
That's right.
Okay.
Straight roll.
Right. You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't.
Oh, no!
So whatever the die is.
I thought of it before and then I got distracted. 17.
17. Okay. As he's laying the maps down, you notice one of the Eastern Sea, the Lost Sea. And you notice a strange insignia on the side.
This is a map that he's taking out, or it's one that I'm noticing?
It's one he's taking out. He's not looking. It's not the one he's looking for, but you notice the strange insignia that you recognize.
Oh.
Does anyone else see this, or is it just Fahima?
Just Fahima. It's the insignia of the White Witch.
Whoa!
No way!
What? Oh my god!
The legend has spread.
Oh, yes!
But he's paying no mind to it. He's pulling out maps and slapping them down, searching through the thing. He says, "Oh, here we go. I believe this is the one. Yeah, yes, indeed. Here's the one your father had me make for him. We worked together quite a bit on it. Have any of you heard of Orms? It's not on most maps.
Got two of them.
Not arms. Arms.
Arms.
It's west of the Monarch River, which stretches north and south the entire length of Ain, a single waterway that runs from the southernmost tip of Latland through the mountains of Pash and directly into Li Zhao, the royal city of the Shao Zhengao. Orms isn't on most maps. It's... Most people don't even think it exists, but your father claimed to have been there.
Oh. And can you tell me more about Orms?
Well, he tasked me with helping him chart the area from his memory. I've no way of knowing if this map is even accurate, but he was convinced that there was something there. Something I'm reluctant to even bring up because I don't want you to think any less of your pa.
I could never.
Well, I'm just reporting what he told me. He was convinced. One of the wardens was there. The Quake warden, I think.
Oh.
Best bakery ever.
Well, Artie, I don't want you to think any less of me, but the wardens are real.
She's not joking.
Well,
They're
if
real.
you say so.
Artie, I've seen them.
You've seen the wardens.
We've seen them. Yes, multiple times.
In Turles, actually. Rather recently.
Just a few days ago.
Well, now that's something I'm quite surprised to hear, as you can imagine.
And any information regarding this map and the details that my dad had you help him with would be immensely useful.
Well, which direction did you say he set out from Axbright?
West.
West. He pulls out another map. This is a much larger map of Ain, handmade, but a full map of Ain. He starts running his finger, finds Axbright, pulls his finger left along the map west. Then he pulls his finger up around. You can see where Orms is, which northwest, around much farther north than a due west trajectory would lead one to. And he says, if he set out west, was he headed to Orms? It doesn't seem to be the case. Was he planning to cut through the mountains? Well, I suppose that makes sense. Not many Latlanites travel to Shazengao country these days.
Well, is there a path through the mountains?
Well, sure, there's a path through the mountains, but
Would it be faster than going up and around?
no. And like I said, no one goes into Shazengao country, certainly no farther north than Oya Tuscan, but still, a trip through Pash would be difficult to say the least.
Artie, did you ever see what method of transportation my dad took as he left?
Usually he would walk.
Ah,
But
Walking
your
through the
father
mountains
was
of
a
Pash.
spellcaster, so who knows?
right. Maybe he could fly.
Perhaps.
So,
So-
if he headed west, he would hit just south of Sinzan and into the Pash Mountains.
It makes no sense to go that way, though, if you wanted to make a direct route.
What would be the most direct route to Orms?
North from here, but
You said
Again-
no one goes through the Shazengao.
well, that's perhaps what his motivation was. You said you had been in contact with him. Did he say where he was? Maybe that could give us a hint if we look on the map.
He's been vague about exactly where he is. Out of game, I don't know if he said specific. I have it in my notes, I'm sure, somewhere, but I think he just said Pash.
did.
He just said Pash?
Absolutely did. Nope, he gave you a
Yeah.
path that he was going on.
Oh my god, I definitely have it in my notes, but I have to find it.
You've read his letters. You know he gave you hints and clues as to the direction he was going. You know the type of terrain he was in.
Sand.
Hmm.
The desert.
Ah, here it is. The further west I go, the drier things seem to be. Dust and sand and shrubs. The scenery is monotonous. Still considering whether it is worth crossing into higher elevation or veering south to the desert.
Okay, so what does
All
this
the way
Fahima want to say here?
Pash.
I could not bring myself to venture into the mountains of Pash again after all these years. I will head south into the sand and heat.
Look at that. You do know where he's headed.
Into the sand and heat, which would be Picker?
Well, you just know that he went south. He went south when he hit the mountains.
Southwest.
So Picker and Zol and the ankle, the last stop?
Stop.
So, are you conveying any of this?
Yeah, this is, I'll say Fahima took out Conroy's letters and is reading that information out and sort of talking out loud, trying to figure out where her dad might have gone.
Oh, you went south around the mountains. That would have added weeks to his journey and taken him into the desert. Was he so anxious to avoid setting foot in Shazan Gao? He must have been determined to avoid something, or maybe he just wanted to disguise his route. Take the long way round so no one knew where he was headed. None of it makes any sense.
So he wanted to avoid the Shazan Gao for reasons unknown, and he couldn't bring himself to travel through Pash because he's been there before. Do you know about his time in Pash?
That's news to me.
No. I don't know. We don't have any answers.
I know it's dangerous to go through Shazan Gao country, so... And I don't understand if his destination was Orms. Perhaps he wasn't going to Orms. But it does seem to add up. If he was going there, it just doesn't make any sense to head south. It had so much time to his journey.
So do you think he perhaps had a destination to the southwest?
It's possible. You know him better than I do.
Well, Artie, what's in the ankle? What's at the last stop? What's in
I've
Zol?
never been. So few have. Fewer still come back to tell the tale.
And what is this cave I see here?
That is a mystery, but I've heard plenty of folks tell me about it. So I added it to the map. Not everything in my cartography is personally witnessed, as you can imagine. It's from tales and perhaps inaccuracies, but I'm confident with my work. As I'm confident with those pastries. How are they tasting? Do you enjoy them? They're
so good.
Right out the
They're
oven.
amazing.
Could I get an apple? Could you bring me out an apple fritter? They smell really good.
Yes, I'm bringing a selection of everything. This is going to sustain us for days.
Tell your friend to come inside. He's welcome in here.
Oh, he's a bit shy.
Well, suit yourself.
I wish I had more information for you. I am desperately trying to find him.
Well, you know this...
As you can see now that we've talked about me not knowing exactly where he is.
I don't know why you felt the need to mislead me when you first came in.
Well, it's not about lying, Artie. It's about sometimes with this particular adventure that we're on, it's safer for folks to not know exactly where we're going.
Well, I'm happy to give you this map if you like. This map that he had me make of this. It's not Orms in particular, but it's a way in. He told me over and over that this place was hidden to the natural eye, that there were twists and turns and great chasms. Distances that were untraversable for the ordinary man.
Did he say how he managed to get around it if he was on foot?
This was a point of quite a bit of merriment on our part. Or on my part, at least. Your father, he would tell tall tales from time to time. Right? Fahima, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm starting to question how tall those tales really were, Artie.
Well...
Fantastic stories of flying with birds and meeting giant, godlike warriors?
Well, of course, those were some of the strangest of them, but he would stretch the truth. We both know it. He would You believed everything he said.
I did.
Well, you were a very respectful daughter.
I was starting to think that perhaps he did have tall tales, or there was a stretching of the truth, but I think I'm coming to find out that rather it's a hiding of the truth.
Well, in this particular case, he had me note a few locations here and there where he said he'd place his gates. That's what he said. Get from place to place.
Places gates. Places gates. Places gates. Places gates. And she kind of jumps out of the hold that she's being held in. Gates.
Yes.
Okay.
They're all labeled here, but he said it would get him leaping about from place to place over the chasms, so to speak.
Brilliant. So,
I don't know what it all meant. I just wrote it down as he asked.
no, that's quite all right. This has been very, very helpful, Artie. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. So are you leaving town right now?
Yes.
Oh, well. It was my pleasure. Take a few cakes to go.
Thank you. And,
Full cakes?
Whatever you like. You already missed the big rush of the morning. So, I can always make more. Anything for my friend Fahima.
thank you for always being so welcoming and kind.
Thank you for always giving me the time of day, listening to my old tales, my old hobbies.
Well, one of these days I'll come back here and regale you with my own tales.
I think I'd like that very much. If
You
you
and
see
Helm?
your father, tell him there's a warm strudel with his name on it.
I certainly will. Thank you.
Hey, I want to thank you for your hospitality. And as one soldier to another, and Uggo pulls one of the crustacean hammers. This is for you.
He takes it. A very mighty weapon for a very tiny creature. Now that is payment enough. Please, enjoy your tasty cakes.
Wow.
Okay, so,
Wow.
when they head out, Fahima will tell James everything that just happened and show him the map with the gates marked on them.
All of that.
Yes.
All of that just came from the baker in this small town.
Yes. Well, I think when you lend an ear to everyone and a kind eye and a muffin, they're bound to spill their secrets.
I mean, yeah, your father is so secretive that, it's, I guess, his friends pays to know them. All right.
I guess he can't have been that lonely, after all.
Oh, I guess
Must have needed to talk to someone.
I guess. This is excellent. This is excellent. This will take us days, I think, to pore over all of it, but this is excellent.
Yes.
Here's your fritter, James.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, shall we get in the back, Fahima? Stay rested. Stay up off your feet.
Okay.
And
Uggo
as,
puts down
as you
the
say
fire.
that, as you say that, James, a woman in a shawl walks by to enter into the bakery, and she sees you, and she goes, screams for a second, and turns and walks the other direction.
All right, maybe we should probably leave.
Uggo gives the Celestial Bear an entire vanilla cake.
Which it scarfs down greedily and hungrily.
On the
Only
map,
the best for my Celestial buddy.
on the map, Jeff, is there any? And I was just looking at the teleportation circle spell. I wouldn't be able to get into these gates unless I knew the sigils, right?
We'd have to find them first, probably.
Are there sigils on the map?
There are not sigils on the map.
Okay.
You may be interpreting more than
Oh.
is there.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
You did say gate and not teleportation circle.
Where is the nearest gate, by the way?
Well, this seems to be a map of a very small region. This is not a map of Ain. This is a map of a very small region. So it looks like it's a way to get in. So one would have to get to that area and sort of find environmental markers that would correspond to the map in order to figure out where it is in relation to anything else.
And this is specifically of the Orms area or the southwest area? Okay,
Orms.
got it.
Yep.
Got it.
So not including the mountains of Pash or Lejao?
Nope. It's literally a tiny drawing of the way into this sort of secret mountainous region up in the past the mountains of Pash, up in the Orms area on the map.
It might be worth our time to try to copy that, just in case.
Good idea.
Seems like we need to probably make a beeline to Orms now.
Right.
I think... I still think... I mean, it's through dangerous territory. I think we still need to head for Nezeron's grave. But,
yes.
But you can do...
The mage now knows where the Quake Warden is.
What's closer? I don't have a map in front of me, Jeff. What's closer? Nezeron's Zhang or...
Zhang is directly north of you. It's past Oya Tuskand to the north. Right. Zhang is the sort of the first city of the Shazengao region. Past that to the northwest is Lijiao, the capital city of the Shazengao. And then west of that is that Orms area.
Okay, then it only makes sense for us to go to try to find Nezeron's grave first, and then make our way to
map
Orms.
of Ain?
We do.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Is that a path through the mountains there?
Through the mountains of Pash?
Just north of Pash to Lijiao.
Is that a river or a path?
It is a river. Yep, it is a river.
I'm not good at reading maps, so
It's all right. I agree.
I know. Oh, good. We have the map on the screen. So if you look at Lijiao, there's a river that heads south out of Lijiao that goes down the entire length of the map. That's called the Monarch River. So that river goes through the mountains of Pash, and there's, is that what you were talking about ago?
Yeah.
Around?
Yeah.
Yes. That is I think most people would be aware that is a path through the mountains.
Following the river.
Yeah.
You said Monarca?
The Monarch River.
Monarch.
Does the Monarch River flow north to south or south to north?
It flows
out of the
let me
mountains,
see.
probably.
Out of the mountains to the sea?
Yes, but the sea is on both sides of it, right? So it
I meant to the one below it.
It runs both ways. It's magic.
north
River
to south.
North to south from the mountains down south and out of the mountains up above it too.
I agree with Siv. I think we should keep heading towards Zhang, and then we'll be able to gather some more answers on the way, and maybe we'll find a path through the mountains to the northwest along the way. But
Fahima double checks her non-detection spell quickly and shares. I don't remember if I shared this with you or not. But in my vision, the Ashen Mage said she knows the path that my dad is walking, and that she's been to the dragon's grave, and she's still looking for the Quake Warden.
Mm-hmm.
She knows.
So I think it makes sense. I agree to go to the grave.
I don't think anybody knows. I don't think Conroy's found him either. Found the Quake Warden either.
And
Vic just told us.
Vic told us specifically to go to Nezeron's grave,
Right.
as if there's something there that either the Ashen Mage doesn't know about, or can't get to, or doesn't want us to know.
I'm not particularly keen on leading the Ashen Mage straight to the Quake Warden anyway, at this present moment, if she is still able to try on me to a degree.
But that would mean she would know right now, because he just told us that.
Oh no, I have non-detection running, but there are lapses where she could peek in on our whereabouts.
Lasts for 8 hours.
Yes. Right.
So it's active right now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I cast it every morning when I wake up, and then I recast it as soon as I believe about 8 hours has passed. But it's hard to tell with the sun sometimes.
But I think if Conroy
permanency on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 4 days I'll think about it.
Right. Well. Okay. All right.
So we go north.
North. Keep going north. Maybe we'll learn more on the way that tells us we need to divert, but we keep going towards Zhong. I think that's the strongest plan. It seems Nonezeron's grave was incredibly important. And even Conroy himself. I think if Conroy had found the Quake Warden, I'd be even surprised if that's a secret even he could keep. I think he's still looking.
Yes, I believe so.
All right. Let's go north.
All right. And so, a celestial bear with Uggo on the back leads this procession. The wagon, is the wagon being pulled by the bear? How's this all working?
No, we have 2 horses.
Oh, that's right. You have horses.
Yeah.
All right. So the horses follow the bear, and you guys move out the northern. Well, actually, you have to kind of go around south and then loop around the side of the farmland that is Axbright. But you start heading north as the full day emerges, as the sun rises in the sky, and you start moving north. And as you go, as the hours pass, you start seeing more and more remnants of demons. As you had entered Axbright, there was nothing, and now, of course, you're seeing them again. You're seeing these lightning bolts. It seems as if the wardens moved up through this area, and as they left Turles, they seem to have cleared out a number of demons. As you get farther and farther away from Axbright, you start seeing those signs of demons defeated by the wardens. Lightning bolts with the demons suspended in them. Cyclones of water that are still twirling on the ground with demons, corpses swirling in them, drowned demons swirling in the water. It's intermittent, not a constant deluge of these things, but you definitely see that the wardens seem to have traveled through this area and tried to cleanse it from the threat as much as possible.
Is there a pretty established road that we're on?
There is a road that leads from Turles to Oyatuscand that Axbright is sort of just off of that road that you can link up to and ride. Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a river also that links those cities. Many of these cities exist because of the waterways, right? That's why the cities were built there. And so if you stick close to the river, you'll go up through Oyatuscand. If you venture farther away from, and that's usually where the road kind of meets up with and diverges from slightly. But generally speaking, the road kind of mirrors that pathway.
Since we're in a somewhat weakened and vulnerable state with Fahima, I mean, I don't know about... I kind of think we should stick to the road and just... Yeah, because if we go off the road too far, we might run into God knows what.
We're also in a cart, so we sort of need a road.
Yeah.
As we're traveling, I'm trying to find the spells. I haven't used it in such a long time. Can I cast Detect Warden to see if it is emanating from Orms?
Sure.
It's deep.
I mean, you're not going to get you'll get a general sense of the direction when you cast it. That's how it works. But yes.
Yeah, and what I can't remember if it tells me which warden I'm detecting.
It does not.
It doesn't. Okay.
I still remember when you cast it inside the forges, and it was literally it's right there.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I lost that piece of paper. It's back from the studio days.
I think you could ritual cast it if memory serves.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
so you want to do that? So
yeah, I'll cast that.
Okay, so you're ritual casting in the wagon. The wagon is bumping and bouncing, and it is very much not as comfortable a ride as your old Vardo was. This is roughing it as you travel, and the path north. It is several days travel just to get to Oyatuscand. To get beyond that is going to be a week. It is quite a distance, especially traveling on this wagon, which is fairly slow going. So you have a long journey ahead of you. But this first day, you sit down and you're bumping along and trying to concentrate on your spell and cast Detect Warden, and eventually after 10 minutes pass, you do get this sensation, this feeling of almost these directions, this vibration that points you in a certain direction, and you definitely feel a sensation to the northwest. You get a sensation to the more directly north.
Oh, so 2?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Whoa.
1 north and 1 northwest, or 2 north and 1 northwest?
2 north and 1 northwest.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense because 2 wardens just went through here and went north, slaying demons.
We didn't really see what direction they went after they left Turles, though, did we?
North.
Yeah, they left the city north.
I guess so. Okay.
I mean, that's the path that we've been on, and we've been seeing their work, so to speak.
So storm and typhoon to the north, quake most likely to the northwest.
Will we
Right.
be able to make it to the graves today? The graves,
It's
rather.
gonna take like a week.
No, it'll take us a week or so to get there.
So, are we just stopping along the way?
Yes, we'll
Or
have to
is
set
there
up
any-
camp, and yes, that's why I bought all the supplies that I did. It wasn't just chickens and pigs. That was just for the animals.
Thank goodness.
I'm
Great.
sorry, I have a side question about the wardens before we leave that topic. I've never been able to detect the cyclone warden. I mean,
correct.
a 5th warden, I should say. I guess I don't know which one is which.
You don't know
but-
which one is which, but yes, you've never had 5 sensations in your. That's correct.
Okay, and I can't tell quite how close at this point when I up the casting. It's just directions.
That's correct.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Jared.
No, I was just saying that we're well stocked. The horses are in good shape. The cart will service us well. We just need to make sure that when we do set up camp that we keep watch. And Fahima, you will need to keep that non-detection spell going all the time.
I will.
Has anyone ever entered into Shazengao territory themselves? Hearing what Artie had to say about it from you all, I mean, I'd say we haven't thought about it much, but I guess we've just acted like we're going to walk in there as if it's no problem. But
I was going to ask the same question. Jeff, I'm assuming that the orcs have never really, especially Thorn orcs, have never really journeyed in that direction.
Nope,
Because they
never.
would reach Ukdun before.
You've
they
heard
got there.
stories of the dynasty and how sort of backstabby and unpleasant they are, and orcs have always sort of turned their nose at the notion of the Dragonborn and anyway. So yeah, there's been never any experience that Uggo has had with that.
I could always. I've had this in my back pocket for a while, ever since we learned that she's probably alive. I think I could cast Sending to the Shazengao Queen, but I don't necessarily want to put us on her radar, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Yeah.
necessary. I think keeping a low profile is the best thing to do, which is why I haven't really put much work into the cart. The more ragtag we appear, the better.
Mm-hmm.
And no offense, James, but my biggest concern is you. Trying to find a way to disguise you beyond a cloak is going to become a necessity.
Well, I
Yeah.
think we're counting on finding something at Nunezaron's grave that will.
Well, we have to get there first. And that means a week's worth of travel going on a road where there was going to be other people.
Yeah, I think it's best if
Well-
I stay in the back with a big floppy hat on and something along those lines.
Well, I'm just in terms of the figuring out how we will get an audience with the Dragonborn Queen. I'm hoping that whatever we find will be evidence enough.
We'll see. Yeah. Jeff, as more time is passing too, James will definitely want to cast Sending through Farscribe to check in on Thorn with Bogash Bloodspear.
Okay.
Literally just, how are you doing? War Chief Uggo has left Turles, but is doing well. Wants to check that all is well there. Also, we will be speaking with the dwarves soon. Hope to get support. Anything else to report?
All right. And in your book, those words appear and then disappear as they are sent through the ether, and then in their place, as if written slowly, are the words reports of anger from Ukdun, worried about potential attacks. Spirit of Thorn Orcs high, happy to hear the war chief is safe.
I'll report that to Uggo. Sounds like your people are... spirits are high.
Ukdun is an issue.
Yes. I'm going to cast Sending to Dondo Corrigana. Sorry, Jeff.
That's all right.
I haven't talked to Dondo in a long time. Greetings, friend. Been a while. Much to report. But we have friends in Thorn. Uggo is war chief. Any way you can support. Worried about Ukdun.
And again, this message turns into effervescence and seeps into the ether. And in a moment, you hear, "It's good to hear from you. Share your concerns about Ukdun. Surprised to hear about Uggo. I'll share this news with King Thorbrand delicately."
I'll take a moment to cast it again to him. Thorn is strong. Uggo has seen to that. They can be an ally. Seek out Bogash Bloodspear. He'll be of some help.
And again, that exchange, it takes a moment, that feeling of leaving your body and accepting something.
It will take much convincing for the dwarves to trust any group of orcs, even those led by Uggo. But I'll see what I can do.
James.
Yes.
If you can, tell him I have met the Candle Queen. She has revealed herself to me.
I will. I'm sorry you can't do that yourself.
Yes.
Uggo says he has met the Candle Queen. She's revealed herself to him and renamed him Uggo Truthseeker. He sends his best.
And as that rises, you immediately get another message back.
This is extraordinary to hear. The Candle Queen is wise indeed to put her faith in Uggo, Truthseeker. I shall endeavor to do the same.
Okay. All right. We know King Thorbrand is not the easiest, but I think Dondo's on our side.
Perhaps the king will remember how I stood strong against him, and that I would be a good ally.
I think so. I think we have to make it worth their while, and I hope that
Agreed.
if they see Thorn as strong allies, I think, yeah, no one wants the war between the orcs and the dwarves to continue forever.
It is way forward.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. So the bumpy road north continues for a full day.
I do want to say, as they're traveling, Fahima will spend that time copying down spell steal and acceleration gate from Conroy's notes, and she will have definitely taken spell copying materials from Conroy's study, inks and papers and
You make a
things that she would
copy
need.
of his map as well.
I can. Yes.
Siv would ask for that.
Yeah.
He'd like a copy of the Orms map.
Yeah, if we're spending a couple days, then yeah, she'll definitely do all of that business.
All right. The first night, as you have to make camp, I'm assuming you pull off to the side of the road or find a way to sort of not be on the road. Everybody, gonna do a watch? How are we gonna do in the night?
We can do it.
James is gonna be up the whole night, right?
That's right.
I'll be up the whole night, and we can do a what do you call it? A tiny hut. We can cast it, and they can keep you all keep us all protected, and I can keep a watch on the animals. And if there's anything, I can wake you up.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about your looks, James, and I think if I had enough.
Thank you. That's very kind.
I think if I had enough time, there's something I think I could do, but it will take some experimentation, and I will probably need Lily's help.
Fahima perks up at experimentation.
So does Uggo. Huh?
What do you?
I've perfected using my words when it comes to tools, and my disguise kit is technically a tool.
All right.
So I should be able to come up with something that would make it appear. I think instead of trying to disguise the fact that you have a demonic appearance, why not play into it and try to make it look like it's a costume, like it's an intentional look.
Okay.
Like you're a tiefling.
Right.
Or yeah. I don't have horns, but
I know, that's exactly what I was thinking I could add.
lean
Lily,
into it.
do you have any thoughts as far as taking him a step further so that he doesn't just look like a demon, he looks like an intentional creature?
I mean, yes, I think we could do a lot with a little bit of makeup and some costumes. Absolutely. Yeah.
If you don't mind helping me take some measurements, that's something I can work on while we're at camp.
Do
I could certainly
dragonborn
also
look?
hunt for a goat if we want to give him tiefling horns.
Not a bad idea.
Sure.
Does some
Lily will
ASMR
pull
look
out
like
a-
that?
No,
Like fallen ASMR? ASMR?
possible.
Have we
I
seen
think
ASMR?
it's going to be
No.
I don't think
yeah.
so.
I think it's going to be a bit of a stretch, but because of my new abilities, I think I can make it happen.
Okay. I mean, my appearance is in your hands.
Hands up, James. No, like this, so I can get you.
Oh, right.
measurements, not-
Oh, wow. Okay. This is weird. I normally am used to wearing robes. There's not much measuring, you know. It's not very bespoke.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
go right in between your legs here. Okay.
Okay.
Just-
Okay.
What are you bespeaking about?
Okay.
No, it means tailor-made.
Oh.
Bicep.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Ooh, your right bicep's larger.
Well,
She certainly
Ed-
is bespeaking your
it's my book holding hand.
So Jeff, the dead giveaways that he's got this demonic appearance, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the color of his skin, his fangs,
Eyes.
right? Sharp teeth.
Yep.
And his eyes.
Yep.
Is that
His
it?
eyes are black. He has the skin is faded. You can see the veins through it. It's graying and faded, and he's sort of starting to hunch a little bit as well as his back is starting to protrude.
Yeah, it has slowly continued. Yes, Jeff.
Indeed.
Every day.
Yes.
James, as much as I'm happy to make a costume for you, and I think this is a good idea in the temporary,
What?
have you had a chance to speak with your patron at all about perhaps reversing the effects?
I mean, have I asked it specifically to do that? No. I think if it wanted to, it could do it at any time.
Do you have any idea what would persuade it to?
There's something to be said that I am of more use to it with a slightly lower profile. But, I think that me looking like this, I think it likes it because A, it lets the world know that they have agents, chess pieces on the board, and B, it lets me know that.
Yes, well, point proven by your patron, but I fear if it goes all the way, you won't have as much agency as you do now.
Oh, yes, it's a very valid fear.
And I know we're all, fine to work with it for a while, but I do think we might want to prioritize attempting to reverse the effects.
I agree. But I have no idea how.
Well, it seems the first step would be to ask.
Yeah, I could try.
At least, and then you might get some insight on what your patron would like.
Okay. I could try casting Contact Other Plane. That's the
I
only
know
way
it's
I'm-
not an easy conversation, and I know it's a big ask, but I'm worried. And as
Well,
your
doesn't
friend,
that have the possibility of making you go mad?
At least for a day.
Well, then it should wait until Fahima is at least partially recovered.
It's a good idea. And
Also,
Lilia-
do we know that Shothargot is not in league with the Lord of Crows?
I very directly asked it that. And it implied that there are differing factions amongst the old ones. It didn't say no, but also it implied that it wasn't, the Lord of Crows is not, it's not operating under Shothargot's command. So now, Shothargot doesn't seem to lie to me very much, or at least as far as I can tell. It's, being so powerful, it doesn't have to. But I don't know. But I agree. If it's something we're going to try, then we should wait for Fahima. We should wait a couple more days till Fahima's back at full strength.
all right.
Right. So, what is the watch situation for tonight?
I think Lily and I can take the first watch with James, of course, so that we can get the measurements and I can start working on a tail and horns. What I'd like to do is I'd like to put the horns coming out of his forehead and coming up so that it gives him a big front brow. That way you can't see the eyes very clearly. And then the tail would be the second part to the disguise.
And what are we making the horns out of?
I can make it out of wood.
Okay.
Paper mache.
In fact, if I carve, if I take the wood and write words into it first, it'll be much easier for me to carve them.
Amazing. Okay. All right. So Fahima, you can barely keep your eyes open. Yeah. It is so exhausting. This ride as you've been in the cart, even casting your spell to the wardens, you feel very weighed down and heavy, and as night begins to fall, you go to sleep. Uggo, you're going to sleep as well?
I will. Uggo will take second watch.
Okay.
He needs to. I assume that the Candle Queen's refresh is probably at midnight when you would light the candle, most likely. So Uggo will do three things. One, he's going to cast Locate Objects. And Jeff, I asked you about a crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know if that crossbow is within 1,000 feet of us currently.
No.
Okay. Second, Uggo is going to light a candle for James and for Lily. And then the final is Uggo will say a slight prayer to the Candle Queen, thanking her for showing him the light that saved him, and that he wishes Dondo Corrigina well, and may she visit him often. And finally, he very passionately seems to wonder and pray for James and how Uggo might find the truth to his salvation. And then that's it. That's it for his watch when he's awake.
That's it.
Everybody, the first 3 watchers, roll me perception checks on your watch. Siv, you have advantage from I am Robin Nicole.
Even.
Odd.
Lily, you have advantage. You have advantage from Liam Draws. And
thank you, Liam.
James, are you on watch, or are you just sort of being a guinea pig? You have advantage from Cipher Logic.
Thank you, Cipher Logic. Even.
Roll the 12, so that's a 19 on perception.
Nope. Just a 9. Just a 9.
What was yours, Lily?
1 second. I get to add it.
It's a tricky force of evil.
17.
All right, so
18.
Lily and Siv, as you are taking the measurements of James, you have this distinct feeling that you are being watched. And Siv, with a 19, you guys cast Tiny Hut. You're in a tiny hut, is that right?
I did, yes. Probably the bear and the horses and the cart are outside the hut, but the 5 of us would be in the hut.
Siv, you sense some movement near where the horses are tied.
Can I see out of the hut?
You can, and with your 19 perception, you very much can hone in on this area, but the horses themselves are obscuring your view from where the sound seems to be emanating.
What about the bear, Jeff?
The bear, is the bear right next to the horses?
I would assume it would stay with the horses to keep them protected. Yeah, that's what Uggo would tell them to do.
Feinstein stays up permanently, or what? Okay.
As far as I know, until I dismiss it or it's dead, it stays with me.
Got it.
And if not, I can cast it every morning.
Right.
About the time that you sense this movement, Siv, the bear starts to become agitated.
I'm gonna crouch down and start stealthing out of the tent because I want to know what is causing this.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check. You have advantage from Hedonist Ogre.
Thank you, Hedonist Ogre. Even. That's an odd. So 15.
15. All right. You start moving quietly out of the tiny hut, past where you had eaten, where everybody is sleeping. You move toward the horses, and as you come around the side, you see something in the feed bag. Is the celestial bear tied up? Uggo, tied up?
I mean, it's intelligent, so I don't need to keep it tied because I trust that it will stay around. So it's not like a horse that I have to keep tied up.
You see it a few paces away, hunched and growling at the bag.
Can I see what has its head in the bag? Is it a person? Is it bipedal or?
It does look bipedal. It looks small. You can't quite see because the bag is kind of over the top of this thing. The bag is shifting around.
Is it a person? Is it got arms? Is it armed?
You can't quite tell. You see sort of these.
I see
this movement, and the bag is moving.
I'm gonna release Mr. Whispers.
You can communicate with me telepathically. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Within a mile.
Are you?
No, I'm not awake.
Uggo, you're probably jolted awake then by sounds of danger or feeling of danger.
Yeah, Uggo comes out the front door. There's something wrong.
Siv just stealthed out there, so.
Uggo, Jeff, I'll telepathically communicate with the bear. What do you see?
And in your mind, a image forms. We will find out next week.
What?
Thank you,
Jeff.
No. Oh man, I didn't suspect that one. Dang.
All right, that's where we will end tonight. Fun episode. Thanks, folks. We did get a balloon in that last section from Diana Elf the Knight. Thank you, Diana Elf the Knight. I appreciate that. Which brings the Team Force of Good total to 66%. Team Force of Evil at 34%. Last call for the Tug of War. Thanks to all the folks that supported us during this stream. We are grateful for that. But I also need to say we are grateful for our patrons.
Yay!
And we do, at the end of every episode, honor our topmost patrons, the folks in the Team Force of Good and Team Force of Evil and Chrono Dragon tiers, with reading their names out as a reward. And we don't just read them out, we have some fun with it. And the way we do that is patrons submit themes for the reading out of the credits at the end of the show. And we will select, we got a bunch of new ones. They're really, really good. We will select some names of the cast to read out in the style suggested by, this week, the same person suggested both.
Oh.
It is Seth Leopard.
Yay, Seth Leopard.
First one, Team Force of Good. I rolled a 3.
That's
3.
me.
That is
Hold on.
Morgan Peter Brown, who will be doing Team Force of Good as a reporter announcing parade floats as they go by on Thanksgiving morning.
Oh, man.
We're a little late on this one, but multiple people suggested this. Seth Leopard suggested it, and Doug in Texas also suggested the Thanksgiving Day parade float commentators. I guess everybody was a little inspired. Yes. Okay. So that is your task.
Good morning, family and friends. This is Chase Waterston back here with you for the Channel 3 News. It is Thanksgiving Day. Gobble, gobble. That's right. And here come the floats. Oh, wow. Believe it or not, first out of the pack is Armando 89. It's a very popular community service. Look at all the children frolicking on the Armando 89. I believe that they teamed with Hadrian X to make a beautiful rose float, if you can believe that. Oh, but bringing up right behind it is the big balloon of everybody's favorite feline, Wilbro Jr. Wow. Oh, the kids are just so overjoyed to see Wilbro Jr.
So overjoyed.
Oh, wait. There seems to be, there's very high winds this morning. The Wilbro Jr. balloon is running into that looks to be a slightly deflated Fenderill balloon. I can't quite make out, but I'm sure they'll figure that out. That'll be fine. Anyway, moving on behind that. Move out of the way for the IR Moo Cows. That's right. It's everybody's favorite bovine-related biker gang. Yes, as they come on down. That's right. They get their motorcycles properly tuned to sound exactly like cars. And right behind them, they're the yearly, they're here again. It's just for some reason they let the Gold family in the parade. Why are
Hi, everyone.
They put a lot of money into the show.
Money, you
every
get to
year.
Just walk in the parade.
It's the Gold family. They seem like nice folks. I don't know.
Joy and mirth for breakfast.
But good callback. But they are throwing just jewels to the crowd, so that is nice. Oh, watch out, kids! Watch out! Ow! Okay, watch out. All right. Oh, but look behind that. Oh, wow! It looks like it's the Dungeon Run Yay float. Oh,
hey.
Yay! The Dungeon Run Yay! It's just made out of a bunch of lies. Yeah. Talking about it's the Dungeon Run. It's the best show in the history of forever. Anyway, look out. It's the Kitten Rescue Kitty Scritches, the mobile behind it. Watch out. It's clear plastic. You just see a bunch of cats running around in there. And some one lucky kid will get dropped into the middle of it at the end of the parade.
My allergies.
Behind that, throwing ice cream to the kids is the Cold Candor brand. Oh, look at that. Everybody's favorite.
Get your Rocky Road here.
We're just throwing way too many things. What happened to soft things? Hey, Bob Harris. Where's our producer?
Camera 2.
Bob Harris, would you cut to the... I'm sorry. Look, we're live, Bob. Anyway, behind that, look, it's everybody's favorite animated child cartoon, the Pooh Monkey. And it's a big balloon floating up in the sky with floating behind it something that we're not going to show on television because it's the Pooh Monkey. And behind that is...
Mommy, look at the big chocolate sundae in the sky.
Behind that is just looks like a battered and dented 87 Buick LeSabre that just says your past decisions on it. I don't know. Somebody's going through something there. Okay,
When you
moving
got
on.
enough money, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's the Planned Parenthood.
Wow.
Right there.
God.
Oh,
Wow.
Yikes. No, look.
What?
Driving that is, we can't quite make that out, but someone talk to that person. I think they're going through a rough time. Moving on, Beaker Par. Yes, the science exhibit float. Look, they're blowing up chemistry experiments. I Daikai what they're doing on there, but, it's everybody's favorite. And beyond that, the Desert Wanderers. They're throwing sand in the eyes of all the children.
My allergies!
Ice cream.
All right. Wait a minute. Can we put the sand first, maybe next year? Anyway. But look, it's everybody's favorite superhero, everybody's favorite everything. I'm running out of descriptors. Flying above the children, it's Hyperboy 66, and they are throwing energy drinks at the children. Like, why? No, don't throw candy.
Get your free monster drink. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Allergies.
Here's ice cream.
And let's Seraphy and Brava, our first aid technicians. Can we get out here and take care of these kids? Thanks so much.
We just joined a union, so we don't actually have to help right now. Seraphy and Brava, we're a union, so we're on a break.
Well, no, I know, but when there is, when you can, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. When you get to it, please.
I'm too busy
children.
eating my Sloppy Goats Bakery over here.
My face is swelling up pretty bad.
I mean, they've had energy drinks thrown at their faces. And sand thrown in their eyes.
Sand.
And Sloppy Goats Bakery is tossing. Oh, look, you can just put a nice strudel right on your face. It's so great. Okay.
Congratulations, kids. You'll eat them as like I eat souls. They're
Does
delicious.
it have gluten in it?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes, Sloppy Goats. That's something dark going on there. And the last float of the day, everybody's favorite. It's Questers Keep the Board Game. Look, it's basically medieval times on a float. I mean, are we done? Okay. Oh, and the Pooh Monkey's back. The Poo Monkey is floating down to the ground.
Chocolate sundae.
Ice cream.
We're gonna cut.
Yay.
Fun
That's a
stuff.
tough
That
one.
list is getting long.
It's
Yeah.
a long one for Team
long
Force of
list.
Good. We love you,
We
Team Force
love
of Good.
Team Force of Good. All right,
Thank
for
you.
Team Force of Evil, also submitted by Seth Leopard. This
Nice.
one will be done by. Stay in the box. Number 6. That's me. Oh, wait, no.
You do it.
Number
The
1.
end of the year, Jeff. No.
That's me.
K Jack. This is a barista calling out customers' drinks, but all the drinks are wrong. So, a barista.
Oh.
Right. All right, I got a caramel macchiato double with soy milk and slight whip for Down to Clown. Is there a Down to Clown out here? Slight whip?
It's Carl, and it was actually supposed to be with oat milk and no whipped cream.
Yeah, close enough. Here you go. And then I got this one over here is I got a triple shot of espresso mixed with some monster drink that I got from a parade float that I was at earlier today. Yeah, making up drinks now. This is gonna J-Rock you rant. This is for a Mr. Gorbin Plade. Is there a Gorbin Plade out there?
Gary Bale.
Also, Gorbin Plade. I believe it's Plade.
Oh, one of
Thank
those.
you.
Yeah. Okay.
Corbin Plade does sound like what a barista would think your name was. Just sort of like Corbin Plade.
Gordon Plade. Gordon Plade is what I said. Thank you.
And the next drink, we ran out of the almond syrup, so I just put in this fake stuff. It's called I Think I'm Next. It might have an allergic reaction, but we have EpiPens. So this is for Student of Grimm. Student of Grimm.
With the side of an EpiPen.
Susan Gruheim?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of smudged, Student of Grimm, Susan Gorheim, whatever.
I have a severe nut allergy, so I cannot have that.
Oh, don't worry. I don't think there's any nuts in this. I think it's just like flavored syrup or something.
It only thinks it's nuts. It's not actually nuts.
It's like I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah.
I trust you.
I saw on Instagram that you're serving the Dark House here, limited time only, and I was just wondering if you were still serving that.
Oh yeah. come over here. Come over here to
Oh,
the. Yeah, over
ooh,
here.
a secret menu. What's up?
Yeah. So you might think this is a little wild, but what I do for my dark house drink is I actually buy a large amount of the opium and I steep it in hot water.
Oh.
That's called my dark house.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That is
Still
wild,
less
man.
addictive than caffeine.
Also,
Yeah.
Okay,
Also,
as your
yes.
manager, I think we are going to need to references are needed for you, sir.
Who hired you?
Yeah.
I don't work here. Oh,
He just wandered in from the parade.
My drink is full of sand. Well
That's
done.
it. Yay! We love you, Team Force of Good, Team Force of Evil, Chrono Dragons.
Thank you, patrons, for supporting the show. If you'd like to have your name read out at the show, at the end of the show, become a patron, patreon.com/The Dungeon Run. We are so grateful to the folks that make this show possible. All right. I do need to tell you, I should have said at the beginning. I didn't say at the beginning. I should tell you, next week is our last show of 2021. We'll be taking a couple of weeks off for the end of the year holidays. Come back strong in 2022. Can you believe that? 2022, that sounds like the future.
It is the future.
Well, 2020 didn't happen, and neither did 2021, so I was just a little confused.
It happened. It happened, Jessica.
But join us next week. It is going to be our holiday spectacular. We usually have a lot of fun and dress up and do fun stuff. So you can expect more of that next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, humankind. Be both.
No.
My allergies. My ice cream.
It started. It started. It started.
As a simple dungeon run. As a simple dungeon run.